timer. I should put this on my. I should put this on my sleep. Odd. Actually, let's find this song. This would be Tsukihime, like quiet, I think. Nope. Also, that volume needs to go down quite a lot. Probably 30%. Seems good. Is it Under the Moon? Yeah, it's called Under the Moon. Okay. I just need to find the name so that I can put it on my Spotify playlists. This should be on my sleeping one, not Tsukihime. Because this is like a quieter tune. I mean, I look at this and I'm just in awe. Just the word Tsukihime. Like, I'm just doing this. It brings a good kind of emotion to me. Like, just that palpable. Give me a second. It's a little bit of a warm day, so I may look like a little bit of a coolie, but yeah, the back of my head is just perpetually wet, just gathering all the moisture from the air and whatnot. So, anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so it's not that it hasn't dawned on me that I've been playing this game. It's just those words, Tsukihime. They really get me, you know. They really do get me, and just it makes me need to catch my breath for good reasons, because this game does make me feel. And I think that I don't have a lot of games that really never make me feel, but the funniest thing is that I never played this game before. Not once have I actually played. I never played the original. My only exposure to Tsukihime has been through the anime Lunar Legend Tsukihime, Tsukihime, which I know a lot of fans really frown upon on that one, because, you know, it doesn't exist, you have no choice. It's like Game of Thrones, you have no choice but to acknowledge its existence. You have no choice but to acknowledge its existence. But either way, yeah, so I never actually played the visual novel that was out before. I know all, you know, because it's a game, so that's how I ended up following with Arcueid, and you know, that just kind of spiral me down, like, you know, the kind of man that I want to be, the kind of man that I wanted to be. So in terms of like relationships, romance, you know, whatnot. So, and yeah, there is Multi Blood, of course, which, you know, I did play quite a bit. I even played Time Lumina, and I was really into Time Lumina. I played it on stream before. But it's just mainly for her, so it's just mainly for Arcueid. That's because she still holds a special place in my heart after 19 years. And the funny thing is that I just went on to Facebook, and Facebook has the Facebook Memories thing. I looked in there, so then I see that I was actually celebrating 9 years ago. I was celebrating 10 years of knowing about her, knowing about Lunar Legend Tsukihime, and watching the episodes, and me just kind of feeling heartbroken when the ending was as such. And the difference between the novel, a lot of things is different between the visual novel and the anime itself also. But the anime took the approach of she was gone forever. You know, she was gone forever and whatnot. So I take this time to really say all this also, because I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to really speak about it as I play through the game, of course. So it's just kind of me just kind of putting my thoughts together and just allowing myself to have an explanation. Perhaps just mainly to myself also. Perhaps just mainly to myself. And of course it's being recorded on YouTube too as well. This is actually streaming live on my YouTube channel too as well. Although I need to check something because I'm not sure whether if I made this. No, it's public, so people can see this. So people know that I'm streaming Tsukihime, but I don't know who will come in and see me stream Tsukihime for the most part. Anyways, it's an explanation to myself, and it's a way for me to gather my thoughts as I really think about also like what I'm about to experience throughout this whole playthrough. And part of the reason why I'm doing this is also because of the fact that part of the reason why I'm also streaming on YouTube is because I want a record online of just me and how I react to this game. And I need to see also if it's still there. I absolutely need to 100% see if everything that I felt 19 years ago still holds strong today. It does from a creative perspective. On emotional perspective, I have to this is what this is for. And I want to be able to go back to the streams I've recorded, maybe make a supercut, and yeah, let's do this. Okay, a day that was not. My mom got me to put lemon in my water. There's more lemon in there now. You realized one day that you don't dream. All you see is your past set on repeat. A tapestry of introspection and rumination. A refrain of what has happened and what will happen through the lens of a lucid dream. You just said that we don't dream. Tsukihime, yes, hello. You do not dream. I am not here. Shikitono has never known what it means to dream. I do not know you. And so this story is over. Yet you still continue to dream, unwilling to forget. Like the stars twinkling atop the falling snow. Like the sea roaring amongst the crashing of waves. Like the crumbling moon craving your shadow. Refrain, 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 refrain.
Hang on.
Must check the sound audio. It should not have increased, but yeah. I have to prepare myself for that page because it's loud. Good morning. I hear an unfamiliar voice. My consciousness slowly returns.
朝です。お目覚めの時間です。四季様。
I thought I told her I didn't want her calling me master. It makes me super uncomfortable. Sees the lines from his eyes of depth perception. I open my eyes, grab my glasses from the bedside and put them on. I love that visual. The lines fade instantly. I sit up trying to shake away the remnants of sleep. Where am I?
おはようございます。四季様。
The maid bows.
あ、そうか。遠野の家に戻ってきたんだっけ。
はい。昨日はお疲れだったと存じます。
She stands by the door to my bedside, her posture perfect like a statue. My mind is still a bit foggy, likely from sleeping in a new place.
四季様。
He calls out to me. I shake my head to wake myself up.
おはよう翡翠。わざわざ起こしてくれてありがとう。
そのようなお言葉は不要です。四季様をお起こしするのが私の役割ですから。
Hisui answers flatly. It's too bad, I think. Hisui would be unstoppable with she had just half the brightness of her sister. Not that I have any right to judge someone's character.
何かご用でしょうか。
Hisui speaks up, perhaps aware of my gaze.
いや、なんでもない。翡翠の顔を見て、ここが遠野の屋敷なんだって実感しただけだよ。
I get out of bed and take a deep breath. The clock says it's a little before 7 a.m. It's a bit earlier than when I usually wake up.
着替えてから下に行く。今じゃなくて食堂に行けばいいのか。
はい、食堂においでください。朝食の支度ができていますので。
わかった、ありがとう。
Hisui bows and leaves the room. I ventured down to the first floor lobby. I've already changed my underclothes and put on my uniform. The dining room is just inside the west wing, mirroring the location of the parlor to the east wing. In the east wing, it's the large room to the left of the hall on the opposite side of the stairs.
おはようございます、四季さん。早速朝食をご用意しますね。
Kohaku had been waiting for me, it seems. Hisui must have told her last night that being called master makes me uncomfortable. It seems Kohaku is a little bit more flexible when it comes to that sort of thing. They're really about as different as two people can be. Kohaku quickly sets the table. Prepared for me is a full traditional Japanese meal, a 1 soup 3 side set with rice. Except...
しまった。昨日のうちに言っておくべきだった。
もしかして苦手なものが入っていました？四季さん、カブはお嫌いですか？
いえ、好き嫌いはあまりない方だと自負してますけど、なんていうか。
That's a little too much. I've always been a light eater, especially when it comes to breakfast. The more I eat, the worse my heartburn gets, until my appetite is totally gone. I feel pretty good today, so I could probably eat a full bowl of rice, but on bad days, I only manage a bite or two.
そうですか。小食だとは伺っておりましたので、これでも控えめにしてみたのですけど、ダメですか？
すみません。事故の後遺症のようなもので、こればかりはどうしようもないというか。でもすごく美味しそうなのはわかります。この朝食は完璧ですね。
I quickly blurted out my honest impression. I don't want to seem ungrateful after Kohaku cooked a wonderful meal for me. None of this is her fault.
とにかくいただきます。残してしまったらごめんなさい。
いえ、お気になさらず。私もこの道のプロですもの。四季さんの適量を測らせていただきますから。では、どうぞ召し上がれ。お口に合わないようでしたら遠慮なく言ってくださいましね。
ごちそうさまでした。大変美味しかったです。
I bring my hands together and express my thanks. Kohaku's breakfast was a feast for the eyes as well as the stomach. It was delicately seasoned, with none of the flavors overpowering one another. Each bite is served to only whet my appetite more. I'm sure most high school guys would have helped themselves to seconds or thirds.
けどすみません。せっかく用意してくれたのに残してしまって。
いいんです。先にお話を聞いておかなかった私の失敗ですから。それに十分嬉しゅうございます。四季さん、本当に美味しそうに召し上がってくれるんですもの。この日のために腕を磨いていた甲斐があったというものです。
Kohaku smiles sweetly. I think she's got things wrong. The joy's all mine getting to see a smile like that.
いけません。もうこんな時間です。どうぞ私にお構いなく今の方に行ってくださいな。あちらで食後のお茶を用意いたしますから。 あまり四季さんを独占していますと後が恐ろしゅうございますし。
Kaku giggles as she continues tidying up. It's already 7:20 a.m., so I should start getting ready to go to school. I thank Kaku one last time and leave the room. Hisu and Akia are already in the parlor when I arrived. Akia is wearing the uniform for Asagami Girls Academy, a prestigious school for young ladies.
よう、おはよう、アキハ。
おはようございます、兄さん。今朝は起床時間が遅かったようですが、まあよしとしましょう。初日につきよく寝つけなかったということにしておきます。
Snippy is the first word that comes to mind. It's probably not a good idea to tell her that I actually woke up earlier than usual this morning.
スイ、兄さんに食後の紅茶を。私ももう一杯いただきます。
かしこまりました。四季様、お砂糖はお入れしますか？
ああ、うん。じゃあ一つだけ。
They use sugar cubes. Thus begins an inexplicable morning. Hisui places a cup on the table and returns to position by the wall. I take a sip of the ruby-colored tea and... Hold on, what is this?
めちゃくちゃうまい。苦いのに甘い。複雑なのに喉越しがすっきりしていて、そもそも香りがこうクリスマスっぽい。
Flabbergasted, I ramble on nonsensically. I didn't care much for the lavishness of the mansion I saw yesterday, but this tea is something else entirely.
今朝はマリアージュのエスプリドノエルですね。紅茶の名店といえばイギリスですが、こちらはフランスの名店です。創業そのものは1850年頃、日本に上陸したのはつい最近。15年ほど前だからメジャーではないものの、品質に問題はありません。クリスマスという表現は曖昧すぎて評価しづらいですけど、不思議とニュアンスは伝わりますね。
Akia laughs, seemingly having found my reaction amusing.
お値段もお手頃だそうですし、庶民派な兄さんに合わせてみた甲斐がありました。上質の葉には黄金に等しい価値があると勉強になりましたか？
She looks down on me as if I'm the Neanderthal to a sophisticated queen. Even the way she returns her cup to the saucer is refined. I hate to admit it, but she's right. So this is what real tea tastes like. What have I even been drinking up to now? I finally understood why all those trading companies sprouted up just to get their hands on this stuff. 10 minutes have passed since I came to the parlor. Akia and I spent most of the time enjoying our tea. Few words were spoken. Every time our eyes meet, we both turn our gazes back to our cups. Honestly, I never felt more awkward. But even so, it wasn't a bad way to spend time. Having abandoned her for so long, seeing Akia able to pass time peacefully like this fills me with an emotion I can't quite explain. Relief? Is that what this is? Regardless, it makes me happy to see Akia here with me, in front of me. Just as I'm enjoying things, a strange noise comes from the hall.
大改造大恋愛
Okay, definitely need to put down Miss Nana Mizuki. Oops. I forgot my button controls. There it is.
「乱雑乱暴最後に乱心」「スタンピードに地獄行き」
The sound of someone's horrendous off-tempo humming creeps through the hall.
はーい グッモーニング。トースちゃんたらおはようちゃん。
The thing that slams open the door is decked out in an outfit that's just as outrageous as the entrance. A top that doesn't leave much to the imagination and a tight leather skirt. Her long hair is crudely bound together. She doesn't seem to be wearing makeup, but her lips are strangely captivating. Her reddish blonde hair, combined with the fact that she's taller than me, tells me she's not Japanese. I glance at her unmistakable curves. She does have a great figure. She gives off an impression of a woman, the kind of person that would be more suited to lounging on the beach somewhere instead of standing here in this old mansion. At least she would if it weren't for her white coat, which strangely suits her.
おはようございます、アラク先生。今日は何のご用でしょう。定期診断は昨日のはずでしたが。
いやー、昨日はちょっと乗り気になれなくて、夕日を見てたらムラっときちゃって、調査ほっぽり出して街に飛び出したのよ。まあ率直に言えばサボりなんで、今日こそきちんとお仕事したくて朝からやってきたわけ。あ、メイドちゃん、私にも紅茶プリーズ。砂糖は4さじないし5さじ、気分的には6さじみたいな。
The woman in the white coat barges into the parlor. Her eyes naturally meet with mine.
あれあれれあれれれれおおむふむむむ。
She stares at me. After scanning me for some time, I catch the woman smirking at me when...
すごいデッドマストで A 点出まくり。ツボだわ。マクベスカッツーのこの屋敷、もう殺すとか殺されるとか悲劇に突っ走る気満々じゃない。
The woman is doubled over, howling with laughter. All I can do is frown. Who is this person? I can't call her doctor, but...
アラク先生、兄さんに紹介をしてもよろしいでしょうか。
Akia coughs and chides the woman, seeing my predicament.
ん？紹介って私のこと？それともしきちゃん？いいわよ、そんな無駄なこと。しきちゃんのことなら脇久くんから聞いてるし。しきちゃんだって私みたいなよそ者の事情なんて興味ないでしょ。つうかそんな解消があるならトーシちゃんに向けてあげろって話。
From Makihisa? Then this woman knew my father?
そうそう、私はもともと気ままなデラシネ、風に漂う砂しの雲みたいな女だったんだけど、牧久くんとはちょっと縁があって、行くところがないならうちで一緒に暮らさないかとかクールに口説かれちゃったわけ。でも残念、牧久くんはちょっとタイプじゃないんで、あっさり断って今はトーシちゃんのお友達なのかしら。
I look over to Akia to confirm what I've just been said is true. It's true. I don't have the courage to talk to this woman directly.
ええ、アラク先生はお父様の大学時代の後輩です。今は父の友人として私の相談役になってもらっています。
私その呼び方嫌い。はかせ。私のことは親しみと愛情を込めてアラク博士って呼んでくれなきゃ。博士泣いちゃう。
Arak laughs, not even looking the least bit sad. Except, even mid laughter, I notice that her eyes have never left me since she entered the room, like we're connected by a thread.
どうぞ、アラク様。お茶が入りました。
He sweet intervenes. Either unaware or unfazed by conversation, she serves to calm Arak's energy.
もうメイドちゃんったらほんとメイドの鏡ね。
She's not happy to be interrupted. Ara puts her hand on her hips as she downs her sugar-filled tea in one breath.
おう、ナイスシュガー。糖分が五臓六腑に染み渡るっていうか、子宮とか卵巣にキュンと溶けいっちゃってたまんない。ラブ入ってきた。じゃ、定期診断に行ってきます。大浴場の空調がおかしいんでしょ。分かってる分かってる。ささっとチェックして、ついでに4クラスターとか足してみましょう。
Arak saunters over to the door in the hall. Arak saunters over to the door to the hallway, laughing all the while. She turns to face me, her hand on the doorknob.
よろしくね、しきちゃん。よそ者同士仲良くしましょう。これからいろいろあるでしょうけど、もう本当にどうしようもなくなったらダメ元で私に相談しにいらっしゃい。
Oh wait, it's not Anamizuki. It's Notomamiko. The intruder leaves the same way she arrived, humming to herself. Because I started hearing a little hell girl in her, so yeah. Give me a second, yeah. Okay, all good. An awkward silence pervade the parlor.
なあ、アキハ。
アラク先生については私もよくは知りません。お父様の遺言の関係で屋敷本館への出入りと手入れを一任されている方です。お父様は建築家として重宝をなさっていたとか。ご本人曰く建築業は副業だそうですが。
Akia explains the situation curtly. She answers before she could even ask who the woman was, as if to say she doesn't want me asking any more questions.
失礼いたしますね。アキハ様、そろそろ登校のお時間。おや、何やら緊迫した雰囲気ですね。はあはあ、朝から無理難題を言って早速指揮さんを怯えさせてしまったのですか。
あなたね、早速とは何ですか、早速とは。第一、私は理不尽な決まり事は口にしません。常識的な範囲でのお願いをするだけです。
Kohaku seems amused by Akiha's defense. It's only the second day, but I feel like I'm starting to understand their relationship.
それでは私は学校に向かいます。兄さん、昨夜も言いましたが、門限は厳守するように。昨夜のニュースはご覧になっていますか？
なってないよ。携帯電話は誰かに取り上げられたからね。理不尽気味に。
そうですか。では明日から朝刊を今に用意させます。早めに起床し、一日のニュースに目を通すといいでしょう。
There she goes again. My sarcasm is quickly hurled back to my face by her cold, pointed response.
ニュースによると、昨夜宗谷駅北口で不老者の遺体が発見されたそうです。栄養失調による凍死とも出血による衰弱死とも報道されています。真相はどうあれ、このところ繁華街の治安は良くないようです。そんな時に出歩いてくだらない事件に巻き込まれては遠野家の恥ですから。
The thing about Universe Akiha is that when spoken, it will most likely happen. Hence, say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Henry.
学校が終わり次第、日が落ちる前に屋敷に戻ることを心がけてください。
Akia leaves the parlor after reminding me of my curfew. But if she wants me home before the sun sets, that means I have to be back by 6. Why even make my curfew 8 o'clock then? The clock in the parlor puts the time at 7:30 a.m. I can make it to school as long as I have 30 minutes to spare, but will Arcueid arrive in time? I think I remember Asagami Girls Academy being pretty far away. Huh?
四季さん四季さん聞こえますか？そうあなたです。明葉様の容赦ない仕打ちに打ちひしがれ絶望に膝を折っているあなたに話しかけています。
What is she doing? Hidden behind the sofa, she gestures for me to come over to her.
聞こえていますけど、何ですか、琥珀さん。
違います。私は使用人であって使用人ではない曖昧な存在なので、これをあなたにお返しするのです。
Kaku pulls out a cell phone from the sleeve of a kimono. That's my phone that Arcueid confiscated yesterday.
いいんですか？
はい。でも明葉様には内緒ですよ。見つからないように注意してくださいね。あと屋敷内で使うのもお控えください。まあ電波の通りがあまり良くないので使いたくても使えないとは思いますが。
琥珀さん。
At least someone in the tone of manner is on my side. I take the phone and quickly slip it into my inner pocket of my uniform.
あとはこちらもどうぞ。正門の認証カードです。ブザーを押していただければ私の方でロックを解除しますが、警備室まで行くのにどうしても時間がかかってしまいますので、ご面倒とは存じますが、お急ぎの時はこちらで正門の鍵を開けていただければ助かります。
A key card for the gate. The tonals sure don't slouch when it comes to security.
それでは私は明葉様をお見送りしてきます。後のことは翡翠ちゃんにお任せしますね。はい、いってらっしゃい姉さん。
Kohaku hurries off after Arcueid.
四季様のお時間はよろしいのですか？
ああ、ここから学校まで歩いても30分だからね。今は7時半だろ。途中でちょっと走れば間に合うよ。でも気にかけてくれてありがとう、翡翠。
He should not seem satisfied with my explanation.
それでは外までお見送りいたします。
ああ、うん、どうも。
Having a personal maid really is embarrassing. I rise from the sofa in response to Hisui's urging. Disregarding the intruder earlier, my first morning in the mansion after 7 years passed without much issue. Ugh. I'm getting used to the lemon water now. Hisui sees me out as I leave the mansion. The Tono estate rests atop a hill high on the outskirts of Soya, quite a distance from the station. From the vast stretch of forest in the area, it's easy to think that the manor was built simply to be an entrance to it. It only takes a little more than 30 minutes to pass the station and to get to school from here. I should be able to make it in time for homeroom if I hurry a bit. I make my way down the long decline. It's my first time taking this route to school, since I always took the train when I was with the Arimas. It almost feels like I'm going to an entirely different school. I don't see many from Soya High in this area. 7:30 a.m. I seem to be the only one wearing a school uniform. Unlike the south exit yesterday, the north exit is crowded with commuters. Men in suits rush by on their way to work, the kind of sight that's entirely common. They appear unbothered by the recent happenings in the city, or at least it's not enough to warrant changing their day-to-day schedule. Regardless, there's no obvious change to the town. I guess few will avoid going out at night based on a bad feeling like Arihiko. I head to the residential district away from the station. Unlike before, the road here is packed with uniformed students. My phone tells me I have 5 minutes until the school gate closes. I quicken my pace, dashing down the asphalt path so I won't be late. It took me around 30 minutes, just like I told Hisui. I did have to run once or twice, so I should be able to leave a bit. So I should leave a bit before 7:30 if I want to have plenty of time. Ariko isn't here today. I guess him coming yesterday really was a fluke. I walk over to my desk, greeting my classmates on the way. I check my phone for the few minutes I have until homeroom starts. I scan the morning news as well as both school forums. The official one created at the behest of the youngest teachers and an enormous board made by students. There's nothing particularly interesting this morning. I look up and find that the vast majority of students are spending their time in a similar fashion. Apparently, most teachers over 30 say that we don't have any real friends. A common misconception by previous generations. All that's changed is how we define our friendship. We value our friends behind the monitor as much as those we talk in person. Our class gets along just fine. If anything, it used to be difficult to make friends outside of your own class. But that's not the case anymore. It's easier than ever to find people you click with. Homeroom doesn't need to be a family anymore, as long as people get along okay. The rapid growth of the internet has bridged any gap in knowledge caused by age. You might not share the same wealth of experience, but I say we're pretty even when it comes to day-to-day things. They say we have no passion, no dreams, no hope, but I don't think that's our fault. The world is smaller than it used to be. Even elementary schoolers know just how stalled our society has become, which is why it's become difficult to have dreams in this day and age. That's what it means to share information. The larger our collective knowledge grows, the smaller the lives of the people who possess it seem to become. People used to look behind the horizon to learn. There's no need anymore. We don't need to go anywhere. People may be free, but they've lost all reason to venture outside their narrow world. Whether that be the classroom, school, or city, people feel trapped. At least that's what people say, and that's just their personal opinion. I don't feel that sense of being trapped. I don't have any problems with our society or feel like we're stuck. The only thing I'm worried about is enjoying every day I have as much as I can. To start with, it's probably wrong for someone dreaming of a simple life to drone on about the complexities of society. I bet I'm full of misconceptions. The bell for homeroom rings while I'm lost in thought. The students who have been chatting away return to their seats. I put away my phone and ready my mind for class. Thus begin my second day of school since returning home. It's been 3 minutes since homeroom began. A replacement for Miss Toyama has yet to arrive. Murmuring spread through the room. The class isn't far from crumbling into disorder. The students have completely lost focus. Everyone would prefer to goof off until first period if we're going to be forgotten about anyways. Just 1 more minute. We'll behave for 1 more minute. After that, we can do whatever we want. Just as we all make the unspoken agreement, the door rolls open.
Hi! 皆さん静かに静かに
Okay.
Homeroom を始めますよ
The classroom falls silent. We stare at the complete stranger who just entered the room. She obviously isn't Japanese. In fact, she looks more like a college student than a teacher.
あれ何かしらこの空気皆さん揃ってカチンコチンになっちゃってるけど何私ったらバジ系女子ああいけないちょっと例えがマイナーよね日本風に言うとリング系女子でも先生名前は貞子じゃないんだけど
I cringe. Still a pretty ancient reference. The woman doesn't seem bothered by it. She stands behind the teacher's podium and gives an exaggerated cough.
はじめまして富山先生が転任なされたのでその代行としてやってきた新任の藍染ノエルです1ヶ月だけのお付き合いになりますが皆さんよろしくお願いします 担当学科は体育と英語。好きな食べ物はモンブラン。もらって嬉しいプレゼントは現金ないしウェブマネーで NG ワードはペットショップ。質問は随時受け付けますので遠慮なくアタックしてください。
Why is there a heart there? Oh, that's why. Okay, got it. A thunderous crash breaks the silence. The sound originating from a male student who jumped up from his chair after seeing Miss Noel's wink. I have to admit, it's got me as well. It got me as well. Miss Noel isn't what I call an absolute stunner, but that only adds to her charm. I guess you could say it makes her more approachable. She's the kind of slightly older woman guys my age are really into. Her charm is hard to put into words, but there's something about her that I think tickles every high school guy's fancy.
質問です。ノエル先生はおいくつなんでしょうか。それよりどこにお住まいなんでしょうか。休みの過ごし方とか趣味が知りたいです。つうか好きな高校生のタイプは誰ですか。
A wave of questions comes flooding from the boys. Stuff like this would usually be saved for the anonymous message boards, but after that week it seems the guys couldn't wait. The girls look at the boys like they're human trash, but this doesn't seem to bother them, now feverishly bombarding Miss Noel with questions.
飛び魚みたいな反応ありがとう。年齢はどうせ女子の皆さんが暴いちゃうだろうから言っちゃうと25歳。住まいは2駅隣の賃貸マンション。好きなタイプは大人の頭の文系男子。趣味は日曜教会でお手伝いをしています。隣町の教会だから興味があったらお祈りに来てくれると先生嬉しいな。
教会？何先生シスターなの？っていうか趣味でシスターやってるんですか？
ええ、私の国じゃそう珍しいことじゃありません。ああ、まだまだボランティアレベルで悩める子羊の告白を解決してあげてるだけですけど。
Miss Noel's surprising openness creates a stir amongst the male student. If I'm being honest, the word none has piqued my own interest. The girls, on the other hand, are playing with their phones in silence. I casually check the anonymous student forums to see what they're saying. Ugh, the boys are so gross. Do they actually think anyone be into them? She's not even that pretty. I wish she'd do that "oh look at me, I'm French" thing somewhere else. She's like not even hiding how much she's loving this. About what I expected. More and more gossip is posted into the forum. Before long, the class has been bizarrely split along gender lines. The tribes are fully divided into disgusting boys and nasty girls, a war of cliches right out of middle school. Miss Noel smiles wanly. Okay. Miss Noel smiles wanly as she watches the chaos unfold.
この子たち、頭の程度は大丈夫なのかしら。
Not something you expect to hear from a teacher. Unable to keep up with what's happening, I look around and meet eyes with Yumitsuga. She looks like she feels the same as me. What is happening? The classroom is lively. What should have been a normal day now feels anything but. Morning classes have ended. The classroom feels even more restless than usual. Tensions have been simmering between the guys and the girls since third period, Miss Noel's class. It seems that the girls have put Miss Noel in the teachers we don't like category. In any case, it's lunch now. Most of the class is making their way to the cafeteria or school store. The only ones left in the classroom are Yumizuka and a group of friends. Now, where should I get lunch? I'll buy some bread and eat in the classroom. I'll get some bread at the school store and have a simple lunch. My financial prospects from here on out are looking pretty grim. A little grim. The head Rotono family does not fool around, I'm not even going to try asking for extra allowance. Best not to get my hopes up. So I need to keep my expenses as low as I can. It would be pathetic if I ended up going broke. I got the usual from the school store, some filled bread and a carton of tea. It was a madhouse since they just started selling some new kind of bread, so it took me a while to get my lunch. The packed lunch crowd has already finished eating and are just chatting now.
遠野くん、これからランチ？
そう、うるさいのもいないし気楽にね。弓塚さんは？
私はもう済ませちゃった。それでちょっとおかずが余っちゃったんだけど、これからお昼ならサイドメニューとしてどうかな。
I shoot a surreptitious glance at Yumizuka's gaggle of friends. It looks like they're whispering to each other about what's happening between us. Whatever's going on here, if I refuse to offer, Yumizuka's sure to be ridiculed for it later.
それはありがたい。パンだけじゃ味気ないし、ありがたくごちそうになります。
I clap my hands together in appreciation.
そうだよね。パンだけって寂しいよね。はい、これ唐揚げとアサリの佃煮。
What an odd combination. Her mom made the karaage, but Yumizuka made the clams. I have to say, it wasn't bad. And thanks to her, my lunch has become a lot more appetizing.
ごちそうさま。美味しかった。次に機会があれば、次はこっちがお返しさせていただきます。
いいよ。今日はたまたまだから。それより、そうそう、富山先生の話聞いた？
富山の話って昨日のやつか。不幸にあったとかそういう噂の。
あのね、あれ間違いなんだって。何でも自動車事故に巻き込まれて足を骨折したから入院することになったらしいよ。
そうか、それはよかった。あ、いや、よくないな。足を怪我して入院ってことは歩けないってことだもんな。富山からしたらふざけるなって怒られそうだ。
あ、そうだよね。私ったら何喜んでるんだろう。ごめんなさい。考えが足りませんでした。
Yumizuka's smile turns into a remorseful frown. But I get how she feels. Even if it was just a rumor, people were saying that she died. It's only natural to be relieved after hearing she was actually just injured.
気にしないで。俺も弓塚さんと同じだったし。けど、それじゃあしばらく担任不在か。いなければいないで寂しいもんだな。
早く治して戻ってきてほしいよね。
I feel the corners of my mouth turn up. Yumizuka's smile must be contagious. She might not be a head-turning beauty, but she makes up for it with her ability to put people at ease. This charming trait has made her our class's go-to confidant. Yumizuka is quiet and easygoing, but she's become very popular regardless. Everyone tacitly tacit. Give me a second. Let me hear this. Tacitly. Okay, got it. Definition for anybody. In a way that is understood or implied without being directly stated. Cool. Everyone tacitly agreed to recommend her for the role of class rep, and despite her modest protest of I wouldn't be good at that, she's been nothing but a natural at it. Before I know it, there are only 2 minutes left until lunch ends. I got some good news, and Ariko isn't here to make a ruckus. This has the makings of a peaceful afternoon. But I'm sort of unclear as to why she's hanging around me.
弓塚さん、もうすぐ5限目だよ。
知ってる。あと1分でチャイムだよね。
ああ、みんなチャイムが鳴ってから席に戻るだろうからまだ余裕はあるけど。
いやどうかな。私的には余裕はないんだけど、でも乾くんがいない今がチャンスというか、
With the bell about to ring and classmates starting to take their seats, Yumizuka struggles to articulate what she was trying to say.
そのですね、これ余ってるから遠野くん使うかな。
Yumizuka holds out a small card. It's a rewards card for a diner?
ありがとう。でもいいの？
ポイントは溜まってるから。いや、友達がピンチでアルバイトに応募したら店長さんにカードいっぱいもらっちゃって、気が向いたら食べに来てね。夕方7時とかそういう時間に。
Yumizuka hastily retreats back to her seat. Okay, I can see how her story would start off also in Red Garden. The bell rings. Truth be told, this is a nice turn of events, but the situation is a bit too complicated for me to simply feel happy about it. All because Haruhiko went and brought that stuff up during lunch yesterday. We had just wrapped up our conversation about the Tono family and we're about to finish our lunches.
ところで弓塚のことだけど、お前あいつに気があるとか付き合う気とかあんの？
Just like that, I found myself in an unsolicited life counseling session.
なんで今そんな話を？
いや、今朝もアプローチされてたでしょ君。ちょいと気になってな。弓塚一応クラスのアイドル扱いだろ。万が一にもお前さんに脈があるなら止めておこうと思ってな。
はあ？なんだそりゃ。俺が弓塚さんをどう思っていようとお前には関係ないだろ。
そりゃねえけどよ。どっちも不幸になる組み合わせとか見てらんねえって思っただけ。弓塚はああ見えてなんつうか、まあいいや。確かに俺が口を挟むことじゃねえ。でどうなんだよ、あいつと付き合う気あんの？あんだけモーションかけられてたら普通は即彼女確定だろ
う。それは難しいと思うけど。
ほう、弓塚タイプじゃないのか？
そうじゃなくて、断っておくと俺弓塚さんタイプだからな。お前が粉かけようものなら全力で止めるぐらい。
パパかてめえは。じゃあなんで距離取ってんだよ。
いや、それがなんていうか、弓塚さんを見てるとなんでか悲しくなるんだ俺。
そりゃひでえ。脈なしとかありとかそれ以前の話だったか。
True. True. Very true. I bury my face in my hands, frustrated by my own selfishness. But I've always been like this, and I've never been able to do anything about it. Every decent person I met, it's like I subconsciously put them on a pedestal and keep them at arm's length. It's not that I dislike them or anything, I just get scared and can't let myself get close to them. And now I have this card worth exactly 1,000 yen that I have no idea what to do with. The name of the restaurant is Limburg. It's a run-of-the-mill diner by the north exit of Soya Station. This game loves its sunset skies. I love it. School ends. I didn't have any dizziness or anemia. It was a good day today. Well, if you discount the emergence of a strange new virus rampaging through our classroom, the girls have taken to calling it Noel fever. Noelitis is another one. Not even lunch served to cool the tension between the afflicted boys and the girls side-eyeing them. It looks like the battle will continue into tomorrow. The boys who managed to break the fever were showered with praise by the girls, but labeled idiots, traitors, and worse by their still feverish former brethren. Just another day at high school.
まあ確かにあ んまりいないタイプの美人だけどな、ノエル先生。
Still, I don't understand why everyone is so obsessed with her. I mean, Arcueid is way pretty.
ああ、いたいた。ちょっといい、四季くん。
Did she telepathically detect my roasting or something?
あら、口から心臓でも吐き出しそうな顔なのね。
Sorry, I have to stop and laughing because I had to stop and laugh because of that. So recompose yourself.
何かいけないことでも考えていたのかしら？
I was.
いえ、そういうわけでは決して。それより何でしょうか、ノエル先生。
I swallow my guilt I feel from comparing Miss Noel to Anna Hagia and try my best to change the subject. And then a smile flickers across Miss Noel's face, like she's seen straight through me.
ノエル先生という響きはいいものね。先輩って呼ばれるよりずっといいわ。日本にはまだ慣れていなくて不安だったけど、あなたみたいに純朴な子に先生って呼ばれるのは癖になりそう。背徳的でちょっとドキドキしちゃうもの。
ノエル先生、ちょっと近いんですけど。
気にしないで。というか、こういう時は鈍いふりをして黙っているものよ。ほら、ね、私の首筋、綺麗でしょ？
I don't know if it's nerves or the power of the setting sun. I hear a voice not from in front of me, but behind me, like she's whispering directly into my ear.
そう警戒しないで。ただ指と指を重ねるだけ。体温を伝えるだけ。私の体を預けるだけ。そう。あなたに私を食べてもらいたいだけ。
Her breath nears, our legs entwine. She wraps her arms around my back like she doesn't want me escaping. Right in front of me, a woman's smooth, seductive neck.
ほら、心音だけでとろけてしまうでしょ。だから忘れて。あなたを忘れて。邪魔なものは全部取ってしまえばいいの。その建前も、そのメガネも。
Her fingers slither up to my glasses. The moment she touches them, I jump away. My entire body revolts against the idea of seeing the lines.
なんて、新任記念の冗談でした。日本風に言うと、ちょっとしたスキンシップ？じゃなくて、名刺交換？どっちにしても、まだまだ形だけの付き合いってことね、私たち。
冗談って、ノエル先生。
I don't think that was what you would call. I don't think that's what you would call what just transpired. There's a limit to the kind of jokes you can crack as a teacher.
そもそも要は何なんですか？俺を探してたような口ぶりでしたけど。
ああ、それはもういいの。ちょっと手伝ってもらいたいことがあっただけ。それももう終わったわ。それじゃあ、さようなら、しきくん。富山先生みたいにならないよう気をつけて帰ってね。
Miss Noel leaves with a wave. Something about that last remark bothers me.
ノエル先生。
I call out to her, but I can't help but ask.
富山先生みたいにってどんなです？
I asked a question that shouldn't be asked. Miss Noel, the substitute for Miss Toyama, softly places her index finger to her lips.
富山先生はね、昨日お亡くなりになったのよ。公園の外れで体の半分が焼け落ちていたんだって。
She responds almost like she's singing. I leave the school. The left side of my throat hurts a little. Like something has scratched it. I don't have anything to do. Do I go to the diner? Go straight home. My gut is telling me just go straight home, so I'm just gonna go straight home. I'll head straight back to the Tono mansion. I did promise Akiha I'd be home before sunset. I don't know if I buy the news about the serial killer, but life can take some unexpected turns. I happen to know a little kid who went to play in town, only to come back with a massive injury on his chest. I should avoid any unnecessary risks. The nape of my neck is strangely warm. It feels swollen. Maybe that's why I don't remember where I'm going. Night covers the sky like water from a leaky pipe. It's far more lively than this morning. The shining headlights of cars. The throngs of people that the station swallows up and spits out. The number of uniformed students have dropped drastically, and brightly clothed people now own the streets. I rise from the benches I was sitting on. What? It's time. I started towards the shopping district, though I have no reason to go there. I slip into a side street from the main avenue. It's more of an alley than a street. There's no one around. Completely silent. No sign of life. Nothing except the rustling from in there. The light from the vending machine is blinding. A modern convenience at odds with this place. I hurry past the glaring brightness. I make for the darkness. Darkness befitting of the light. To shadowy places more confined and further from prying eyes. I place my hand on the rusted fence. If I can open this and go inside, I can.
ちょっとそこの人
The voice stops me in my tracks. I come back to my senses in a daze. I don't understand. Why did I come here? And why was I trying to go in there?
すみません100円持ってませんか
I turn around and find a strange girl standing in front of the vending machines. It seems that she wants to buy a drink but doesn't have any change. I'm not sure if it's the guilt I feel at losing myself or I just can't bring myself to refuse. But I hand the girl 100 yen.
どうも助かりました
The girl pushes my money into through the coin slot and presses a button. She picks the can that is dispensed and scrunches her face into a frown.
こんな時間に散歩とかのんきですねお家の人待ってるんじゃないですか
I checked my phone. The clock informs me that it's 7:40 without a hint of mercy. I have only 20 minutes until my curfew. In a panic, I make to dash out of the alleyway. When from
待っ
behind,
てください
the girl calls out to me again.
何悪いけど急いで
The girl tosses the canned drink to me. Surprised, I catch it. Didn't she buy it for herself though?
それあげます
なんで
どれも飲めない味でした
The girl voices her displeasure and walks past me briskly.
いや呆れてる場合じゃない
I rush away as well. What kind of brother, no, what kind of human being breaks his curfew on the first day? I got to get back now or else Akiha will rip me a new one.
Tadaima.
I open and close the door as quietly as possible and sneak into the lobby. I make sure my greeting isn't too loud or too quiet. It's 1 minute before 8. My mad dash from the station narrowly got me on time, but I felt like I'm going to throw up. That hill is a killer. I forgot that my downward path to school means I have to climb upward to get back home.
お帰りなさいませ四季様 お疲れとは存じますが、お部屋に戻る前に執務室においでください。
Oh god.
明葉様から。
執務室ですか。
Click to leave her a voice. I should have guessed that being called to the office meant Akiha wasn't happy with me.
寄り道をするのは金銭に余裕があるからでしょう。今回の罰として兄さんの月々の交友費を2割ほど減らすことにします。
My punishment doled out to me the moment I entered the office without any chance to explain myself. I guess I didn't realize I'd be getting money each month from my sister, but now it's already been slashed. I hope you're happy, old man. Akiha is even stricter than you were.
でもそれはないだろう。俺は門限は守ったんだぞ。まあ日が暮れる前にってのは守れなかったけど。
あら、それは意外でした。私と約束を交わした自覚はあったんですね。ではどうして守れなかったんです？
いやー、それがつい忘れてたみたいで。
兄さん、私も言い忘れていました。罰の追加として今夜の夕食は抜きとします。
あっ、
She's a tyrant. If she's this angry when I actually make my curfew, I don't know whether I'll survive if I actually missed it. I trudged back through the lobby on my way to my room. Despite my protests, I wasn't able to convince Akiha to let me have dinner, though she did agree to only decrease my allowance by 10%. A singular but important victory as an older brother.
四季さん、四季さん。
琥珀さん。
Kaku calls out to me before I arrived at my room. Hidden in the corner of the hallway, she seems to have reverted to her conspirator mode from this morning.
もうダメですよ。今日ぐらいはちゃんと帰ってこないと。いくらなんでも1日目なら言うことを聞いてくれるだろうって、もうありえないぐらい早めに帰ってきてたんですから。
帰ってきてたって誰がですか？
そんなの決まって。いえ、なんでもございません。それはともかくとして、夕食抜きは使用人として見過ごせません。ですのでお部屋の方に軽食をご用意しておきました。おにぎりとお味噌汁という簡単なものですが。
What a thoughtful housekeeper. It's the same with my phone this morning. She's being so nice to me, even though it might get her in trouble with Akiha.
でもいいんですか？俺はすごく助かりますけど。
はい、四季さんの健康に関わることですもの。それにこれは翡翠ちゃんも同意していますから、明葉様に見つかっても2人で謝れば許していただけますよ。
そうか、あの子も。
Despite how stoic she looks, she's pretty thoughtful. I guess she took pity on me having to go without dinner, though she didn't show it.
四季さん、あの子じゃないのです。翡翠ちゃんです。
ああ、うん、分かってる。でもまだうまく話せないから、気軽に名前で呼ぶのは申し訳ない気がして。
いいえ、それはいけません。ひどいお話です。翡翠ちゃんはああ見えてとっても優しいんですから。四季さんもどうかこれからは気軽に家族と思って翡翠ちゃんと呼んであげてくださいな。
Kaku looked straight at me. Maybe I've been a little unfair to Hisui. She's looking out for me just like Kaku is. I should give her a break.
わかりました。これからは何があっても翡翠ちゃん、あ、いや、ちゃん付けはさすがに恥ずかしいんで、翡翠の名前を呼びます。
はい、それは大変ようございます。
That's not what he said, but translation's okay. Kaku bids me a good evening and returns to the first floor. In my heart, I give thanks to my guardian angel, the nightingale of the Tono mansion, and return to my room. Onigiri, huh? No doubt they're delicious if Kohaku made them.
いいお湯だった。
After I scarfed down Kohaku's onigiri, Hisui came to tell me that the bath was available, and by the time I returned to my room, it's already 9 p.m. It's a little too early to sleep. All I have to read is textbooks. I'm not feeling particularly tired. If I have time to kill anyway, I'll relax here in my room. I think I'll just stay here. I feel nice and warm after my bath, and I hate to ruin this feeling by walking around outside. I throw myself on my bed like a child.
シキ様、いらっしゃいますか？
いにゃ
Yeah. I launched myself from the bed in surprise. Despite not having done anything wrong, I feel like I've been caught in the middle of some terrible mischief.
もちろんいるよ。どうぞ中に入って。
はい。それでは失礼します。ベッドメイクに参りました。シキ様にはお見苦しいものと存じますが、しばし作業をお許しください。
It's not a bother at all. I'm uncomfortable having someone make my bed for me. Makes me feel way too pampered. Though after 2 days here, I've learned that saying that out loud will only serve to trouble.
ありがとう。部屋の隅っこでおとなしくしてるから、俺のことは気にせずにどうぞ。
I shuffle over to the corner of the room. Hisui briefly pauses and silently begins making the bed, finishing moments later. By the time she's done, the bed looks brand new.
メイクは完了です。失礼いたしました。
Hisui bows slightly before moving to the door.
あ、ちょっと待っ。
I stop her, wanting to thank her for making the bed. Though unintended, my hand lands on her shoulder. That same instant, Hisui's hand slaps mine away. I'm surprised, but not as much as she is.
ごめん。呼び止めようとしてつい。
I guess I dropped my guard after soaking in a bath. It was like I was back with the Arima, so I got completely ahead of myself.
いえ、こちらこそ失礼をいたしました。体に触れられるのには慣れていなくて、どうかお許しください。
Hisui is shaking ever so slightly. That felt like an overreaction, but I'm the one who frightened.
とにかくごめん。呼びかけるだけじゃ言っちゃう気がして。
I know Hisui would have stopped for me, but for some reason, it didn't feel like that in the moment.
いえ、シキ様が謝られることはありません。非があるのは私の方です。お気分を害してしまい、誠に申し訳ありません。
いや、全然害してないけど。でもまあ、驚いたのは本当かな。翡翠、めちゃくちゃ反応良かったから。
Her speed was that of an experienced martial artist. She probably would have gotten applause if we were in a dojo.
そのようなことは、普段お屋敷の手入れをさせてもらっているからでしょうか。
Hisui looks away like she's embarrassed. Thank goodness, she realized I meant it as a compliment.
申し訳ございません。先ほどのお声について失念しておりました。ご要求は何でしょうか、シキ様。
ああ、いや。
I can't tell her I just wanted to thank her for making my bed. I need something else. That's it.
秋葉はどうしてるのか気になってさ。あいつの学校って全寮制だろ。
ご存知だったのですね。確かに秋葉様が通われている学校は全寮制です。ですが異例として自宅からの登校を許可されております。
つまりこの家から学校に行ってるってこと？
はい。ですが今日のように夕方に帰られることは稀です。一日の学業がお済みになった後は習い事が終わりなので。
習い事。例えばどんな？
今日はバイオリンの稽古と外国語の習得と存じております。
Today? Her schedule's like that every day then? I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Our father made me do lots of stuff like that when I was little.
また就寝時間までは当日の党のグループの事業報告に判をし、起床された後は朝食の時間までにこれからの事業内容をご確認なされます。
マジか。
That's certainly surprising. Her entire lifestyle is terrible. She's a venerable iron lady.
平日は夕食前には戻られますから、秋葉様にお話があるのでしたら夕食後に姉さんに申し付けください。また休日であれば秋葉様もお休みになれる時があると存じます。その時は私でもお声をかけられるかと。
そうなんだ。ありがとう。参考になった。
He sweet bows and leaves the room after bidding me a good evening. Still,
バイオリンの稽古に会社の重役ときた。
I'm sure most of the actual running of each department is done by whoever leads it, but it sounds like she still has final say on everything.
執務室にいたのは伊達じゃないか。
I feel a mixture of guilt and awe. The Arcueid in my memories is a sweet, timid girl, always following me around because she was so anxious. But now not only is she a top student, she's also running an entire conglomerate.
そうだよな。7年も経てば人間だってガラリと変わる。
Just like the past 7 years have made me the Shikitono of today, so have they given rise to the current Akihatono. 7 years is a long time, but half of my entire life in fact. I wasn't here during the most formative years of hers.
兄貴失格だな。ほんと。
I mumbled an obvious truth to myself in a fit of self-deprecation. It's far too late to be expecting forgiveness. Maybe I could have lessened some of the burden if I was around these past 7 years, I wondered. Though I know it's just me being self-absorbed. It's 10 o'clock. The lights in the room go out automatically. Apparently things are set up so that all lights in the mansion go out when it hits 10, aside from those in the office. Manually flipping the switch should turn a room's light back on again, but that's intended for emergencies only. They'll probably catch me if I try to use my room's nightstand light. And I'm not allowed to go outside my room after 10 either.
こっそりスタンドライトでも買ってくるとか？
They have little foldable ones about the size of a cell phone these days. That's just way too early for lights out anyway you slice it.
ま、必要はないか。基本夜は寝るものだし。試験期間の時なら就寝時間も伸ばしてもらえるだろう。
I changed into the clean pajamas set aside for me and crawled into bed. Ever since I was injured in an accident, part of me has resisted lying down like this. I used to hate letting my body get comfortable, and even more so if it meant sleeping in a soft bed. From what I hear, it caused a lot of trouble for Keiko when I first stayed with the Armias. I always slept like a rock, but I hated going to sleep.
よし、寝るか。
I announced it to myself, even though it should go without saying. I take out my glasses and close my eyes. I only had trouble sleeping when I was a child. Now, once I close my eyes, I can just fall asleep just as well as. Oh. A strange cry washes over my ears like a wave. The howl of an animal. It sounds too high to be a dog. It rings in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? There's an annoying pit in my stomach. The howling brings on a headache. The sound doesn't stop. It's like a bullet rattling around the inside of my skull. I throw my glasses on and open my eyes. The dog is still howling somewhere outside the window. The clock has just struck the 11. How am I supposed to sleep like this? Sounds like it's coming from outside the mansion. I seriously doubt I can fall asleep like this.
仕方がないか。犬がうるさいなんて警察に電話しても取り合ってもらえないだろうし。
I get up from bed and change into my school uniform. The others must be having trouble sleeping too. I'm the only man in the mansion, so I should go see what's happening. I head outside. The night is eerily still, like it's been frozen in place. The moon is hidden by clouds. Even the light from the lamppost is perfectly constant, like splotches of fallen paint on the canvas. Strangely enough, the howling seems weaker now that I'm outside. Or is it fading away? Doesn't matter. The nagging pain it's causing isn't in my ears, but my brain and eyes. Hearing it sets my heart pumping and my whole body on edge. A feeling I can't control at all. Each step feels heavy. I've lost some feeling in the tips of my fingers. Then I realize something. I can see my breath, a pale white against the cold. It's quiet outside the estate, like someone hit the pause button. My shadow is the only thing moving in this motionless world. I feel thirsty for some reason. The high walls bordering the estate stretch alongside the darkened road. I warm my numbing fingers with my breath, walking towards where I suspect the dogs have gathered. All thoughts ceased. Under the distant street light is something I'd never seen before, something no one should ever see. An incomprehensible sight. A dog half melted. What is that? A long blade pointed downwards. What is that? A howl dissolving with the dog. What is that? A blade stabbing down. What is that? A roar that makes me question my sanity. Or maybe a sudden gale. As the wave threatening to rupture my eardrums disappear, so does the howling and the dog along with it. Like they never existed in the first place. Dissolved into nothingness without a trace. Is this an illusion? What I'm seeing is an hallucination, that or a dream. Is this an illusion? A strange figure stands under the light, cut out from the darkness. Is he wearing a coat? The silhouette in the thick coat doesn't seem to have noticed me standing here yet. My throat grows dry, my whole body is sweating. The night air sticks to my skin. Despite just standing here, I feel a pressure like I'm at the bottom of the ocean. language from a far-off land enters my ears. I'm so dizzy it feels like I could pass out. I'm narrowly able to muster some strength in my legs and prevent myself from falling. Then, all I see is an ordinary, empty public street. I guess as my lungs hungrily suck in oxygen. I hadn't noticed, but it seems I haven't been properly breathing ever since I left the main gate. There's no howling to be heard anymore. I leave behind the terrible vision I've seen. I return to my room. It didn't seem like the others are still awake. I guess I was the only one bothered by the howling. It's strange. My head is still pounding.
あれなんで震えてるんだろう俺
My fingers are quivering. My whole body shivers. My spine is freezing. If I were to compare it to something, it's like my spinal cord had been torn out and replaced with a pillar of ice. Nausea hits me like a sack of bricks. Is this my usual anemia? It feels like the contents of my head are being dumped out onto the floor. I see something I don't want to see on the way down. Even with my glasses on, I can see the lines. Bile rises in my throat as my eyes recoil from the sight. The result of trying to avoid seeing them these past 7 years. My mind cannot take this. I feel sick. The dizziness from my anemia has my stomach trying to escape through my throat.
嘘だろどうなってるんだこれ
I do not understand. As long as my eyes are open, the scribbles continue to invade my senses.
悪い夢だ
I somehow make it to my bed. Excuse me. I somehow make it to my bed. Yes, I should just go to sleep. That's the quickest way to deny the reality in front of me. My body won't move how I want it to. So I'll just stay like this, like a corpse. I'll just sleep like a puppet with its strings cut. Oh, I guess we're doing number 2. Impulse implosion. Okay. A lot seemed to happen in a day. It was something Master once told me. The lines that I see are the parts that break more easily. The same as how a human body has weaknesses. Like at the joints or the eyes. I can cut anything without worrying about resistance or friction, just by lightly tracing the lines with a blade. Whether it's a human body or inanimate objects. There are lines in all that I see.
よく聞いてね、シキ。あらゆるものは壊れてしまうという運命を内包しているの。形がある以上、こればっかりは逃れようのない前提でしょ。
In other words, the world is stitched up. It's only ever a step away from breaking apart. Say the scribbles run across the earth. Then one day, maybe for no reason at all, the ground could come apart and everything would break. That's what my reality is like.
そして私たち人間はさらに細かく壊れやすい。怪我も回復も老化も成長も流星も衰弱も全ては終わりに近づく変化だから。
I never felt more thankful for master's classes than when I first came to understand those words. I couldn't have survived if I had to see those lines all the time. Fragile lines in all things, an unbound, unstable world. Nothing can be gained from seeing them. Nothing at all. I awake from an old memory. Feeling the light through my eyelids, I reach over to the other side of the bed. My glasses are gone. As worry creeps in, I try the other side of the pillow, where I found my glasses waiting for me. I usually make sure to place them on my left. It must be because of that awful headache that I had last night. I put on my glasses before I open my eyes. The ritual will probably look strange to anyone who saw it, but I try to avoid seeing the lines from even the moment I wake up.
おはようございます、四季様。
I look over towards the source of the voice to find a girl in a maid uniform standing by the wall. I didn't even notice her. It seems she's been there a while too. She must be here for the same reason as yesterday, to make sure I don't oversleep.
そっか、ごめん。驚くのはおかしかった。おはよう、翡翠。起こしに来てくれてありがとう。
それが私の役割ですから、どうかお気になさらないようお願いします。
Hisui lowers her head solemnly. She stops and raises it back up in one fluid motion.
いえ、驚かすのが仕事ということではなく、明日は四季様を驚かせないよう努力いたします。
Hisui can be a little strange sometimes. I get the impression that while she's a perfect maid, she's not quite used to speaking with people.
いや、翡翠には何の問題もないと思うよ。まだ慣れていない俺が悪いんだ。
I get up from the bed and realize I'm wearing pajamas. I remember changing to my uniform to see what was up with the howling, and then I passed out on the bed after coming back.
おかしいな。俺、制服のまま眠ったと思うんだけど。
はい。あのままではお体に悪いので、姉さんに来てもらって、寝巻きに着替えさせていただきました。
Hisui plainly explains what happened. Oh, that makes sense. They changed my clothes for me. I don't know if there's anything especially unhealthy about sleeping in my uniform, but I guess it could get wrinkled. They sure are professional maids. Hold up.
着替えだって。
I quickly check my pants and underwear. Both look brand new.
翡翠。
はい。何でしょう。
気を使ってくれたのは嬉しいんだけど、これからは何としても起こしてくれ。着替えっていうのはほら、やっぱり自分でやるものだし。
I look down embarrassed. Hisui on the other hand simply nods in affirmation.
学校の制服はそちらに畳んであります。着替えがお済みになられましたら居間においでください。は
あ、普通なら気がつくもんだけど、そんなに疲れてたのか、俺。
There's no point dwelling on it. I can't change what's already happened. I should change and head down for breakfast. My uniform is folded up neatly. She's even gone to trouble of ironing the shirt. It feels like putting on a new shirt for the first time. Akiha and Kohako are already in the parlor. Having probably finished breakfast some time ago, Akiha is gracefully sipping a cup of tea. I greet them both. Greet them both.
二人ともおはよ
おはようございます、四季さん。
Kohako smiles radiantly, her homely white apron accentuating the warmth she naturally exudes. Aki, on the other hand, only glances my way.
今朝は随分とゆっくりなんですね、兄さん。まさかとは思いますが、休日と勘違いしているとか？
No mercy, not even in the morning.
ゆっくりってまだ7時を過ぎたばかりじゃないか。ここからうちの高校まで徒歩30分ちょいなんだ。今日は早起きした方だよ。
つまり朝食にかける時間は10分だけですか。お腹を空かせた犬じゃないんですから、朝食はゆっくりとってください。
Arcueid wastes no time in pummeling my defenses. Her lightning quick reflexes and razor sharp rebukes ought to be feared. Like playing tennis with a wall, everything I throw at her comes right back at me.
兄さん、何か今不審なことを言いかけましたか？
いや、何も。それより犬じゃないんですからって秋葉。
That reminds me, I should ask about the dog from last night.
なあ秋葉、昨日の夜のことだけど、ここって毎晩ああなのか？
はい。
だから昨日の夜の話だよ。あれじゃ秋葉たちだって眠れなかっただろ。
昨夜はきちんと熟睡できましたけど、何の話でしょう？
何の話かって犬の話に決まってるだろ。夜の11時頃、野犬が吠えっぱなしだったじゃないか。
Arcueid and Kohaku share a glance before casting a concerned gaze in my direction. They look at me like I'm a madman.
いえ、秋葉には聞かない。琥珀さん、昨日の夜はうるさかったよね。
どうなんでしょうか。確かに昨夜は風が強かったとは思いますけど、深夜の見回りで発見した異常は四季さんが制服のままベッドの上で眠っていらしたことぐらいですよ。
ああ、それですか。これからは気をつけます。
何かあったの、琥珀？
いえ、別に何もありませんでしたよ。ちょっと四季さんの寝相が悪かったというだけですから。
Kohaku dodges the question with a smile.
本当に2人とも気がつかなかったのか？昨日の夜30分ぐらい外で野犬が吠えてたのに、ワンワンワンワン、そりゃうるさいったらなかった。
はあはあ、それはワンワンパニックですね。
Thanks, Kohaku. I can't quite tell if she actually believes me or not.
まあ、わかりやすく言うとそういうこと。
ふん。私はそんな覚えはありませんけど。琥珀もないでしょ？
そうですね。四季さんには申し訳ないのですが、そのようなことはなかったと思います。
決まりね。あと考えられるケースといったら、兄さんは犬に吠えられる夢でも見ていたというところかしら。
With how confident they both seem, I'm starting to doubt myself now. Now that I think about it, it was weird. I wasn't even a dog when I went to look. There was... No, they can't have been anyone. When they say it like that, it really does start to feel more and more like a dream.
兄さんはまだ屋敷に慣れていないから、そんなたちの悪い夢を見たんでしょう。そうですね。今夜も野犬に吠えられるようでしたら、とびっきり獰猛な番犬でも飼うことにしましょうか。
A malicious smile creeps onto Arcueid's lips.
私は時間ですので、お先に失礼します。兄さん、登校中に犬に襲われないよう気をつけてくださいね。
Arcueid leaves the parlor with a graceful stride. Kohaku bows to me before leaving to see her off. I eat breakfast in the dining room and exit to the lobby. Hisui follows behind me with my bag in hand. I told her I could carry it on my own, but she insisted she hold it at least until the entrance. I guess Arcueid isn't the only one that has me at a disadvantage. Or maybe in Hisui's case, I'm just soft. Akia beats me over the head with her ironclad logic. It's also hard to defy her when her status holds more weight around here than mine. It's the opposite when it comes to Hisui. I'm in a position where I can boss Hisui around. I couldn't possibly bring myself to. There's something about the way she looks at me. I just want to listen to whatever she has to say.
四季さん、四季さん、ちょっと待ってください。
Kohaku hurries down the stairs from the second floor. Hisui draws back as Kohaku approaches.
琥珀さんは秋葉と一緒じゃなかったの？
秋葉様はお車で学校に向かわれますから。今朝は四季さんにお届け物があるので屋敷に残らせていただいたんです。
お届け物って俺に？
はい、昨日有馬家の方から荷物が届いたんですよ。
A bright smile flashes across Kohaku's face.
いや、俺は自分の荷物は全部持ってきたよ。もともと向こうで使ってたのは有馬の家のものだったから、自分のものなんて着てる服ぐらいで。
そうなんですか？こちらが届けられたお荷物ですけど。
Kohaku hands me a narrow wooden box, about 20 centimeters in length. It's light.
琥珀さん、俺はこんなの見たこともないんだけど。
四季さんのお父様の遺品とのことですけど、四季さんに譲られるようにと遺言があったとか。
あの親父が俺に？
That hardly seems real. Why would the man who forced me out 7 years ago leave me something in his will?
まあいいや。琥珀さん、これ部屋に置いておいて。
Kohaku's eyes are fixated on the box, curiosity plastered all over her face. She's like a kid staring at a birthday present.
じー。
Or maybe she is a kid.
わかりました。中身が気になるんですね、琥珀さんは。
いえ、そんなことはないですよ。ただ、どんな贈り物なのか興味があるだけで。
Yeah, sure, whatever you say.
なら開けてみましょう。せーの。はい。
The box opens with a dry clack. Inside is a thin iron shaft about 15 centimeters long.
鉄の棒だ。
It's a plain thing, unadorned, but it seems to show signs of heavy use. My father must have really not cared for me if he left it. What was that English spelling me? My father must have really not cared for me if he left something like this. And I seem to recall the rod he used being thicker and even less decorated.
違いますよ、四季さん。これ、果物ナイフなんじゃないでしょうか。
Kohaku takes the iron shaft out of the box.
ほら、飛び出しナイフってあるじゃないですか。あれと同じみたいです。せーの。はい。
With a metallic noise, a 10 centimeter blade shoots out. Huh, it really is a knife.
中の構造は今風のようですが、外側は随分と古いものみたいですね。ほら、裏に年号も書かれています。
Kohaku retracts the blade and hands me the knife. She's right, there's a number just below the grip. The characters for 7 read... The character for 7 read Nana or Shichi. And the character for Night, Yoru or Ya. Well then.
姉さん、これ年号じゃない。七つ夜と書かれているだけよ。
Nanatsu Yoru or 7 nights. I look back to see Hisui standing directly behind me, sneaking a glimpse at the knife.
びっくりした。脅かさないでくれ、翡翠。そんな後ろから覗かなくても見たければ、ほら。
失礼いたしました。その担当があまりに綺麗でしたから、つい。
綺麗？これ綺麗って言うかな。どっちかっていうと鈍いというか古臭い感じだけど。
そんなことはありません。由緒正しい鼓動だと思います。
そうなの？俺にはガラクタにしか見えないけど。
Seeing history so resolute about it has stirred my own curiosity. Yeah, not a bad memento now that I think of it.
7つ夜ですか。その果物ナイフの名前でしょうかね。
I don't think many people will bother naming a knife, but it does seem like a relic from a different time. I stow it away in my bag. It may technically be against the law to carry around, but one day couldn't hurt. I'll brag to Akihiko. I'll brag to Arihiko about it, though that depends on if he actually comes to school or not.
シキ様、お時間はよろしいのですか？
まずい、そろそろ行かないと間に合わないか。それじゃあ琥珀さん、届け物ありがとう。
Kaku waves as we leave. I noticed the commotion nearby when we exit the main gate.
なんだろう、なんかあっちの方騒がしくないか？
それが今朝方あちらの路面で血痕が発見されたそうです。
血痕？血の跡ってことか？
はい、屋敷の塀にも血の跡がありました。シキ様がお眠りの間、警察の方々が昨夜の様子を尋ねにいらしたようです。
それって人が死んでたとか？
いえ、発見されたのは血の跡だけだそうです。
The road on the east side of the estate. That's why I went to look last night. Blood, a crimson red that stains anything that it touches. I don't remember seeing anything that vivid last night. The only thing here was the black of night in the biting cold. The warmth of blood was nowhere to be found.
シキ様。
いや、なんでもない。それじゃあ行ってくるよ。見送りありがとう。
行ってらっしゃいませ。どうか道々お気をつけて。
Hisui bows deeply. All I'm doing is going to school, but I suppose this is Hisui's way of showing concern for my condition.
ありがとう。なるべく気をつける。翡翠も気をつけて。
I thank Hisui as I wave goodbye and leave the front gate behind. It's just before homeroom. The classroom is as lively as always. The boys and girls are still locked in battle over Miss Noel. Thankfully, I don't belong to either camp. I amble over to my desk in the middle of no man's land and...
Yo! 遅いぞっとの
Waiting at my window side desk is someone who looks totally out of place in the morning. Not only that,
おはようございます、トーナくん。
he is with someone even more unexpected.
先輩、なんでうちの教室に？
あれ、そんなに珍しいことですか？トーナくんが教室にいるかなってちょっと寄ってみただけですけど。
珍しいことです。普通上級生は下級生のクラスには来ませんよ。下級生のクラスとかもろ異分子って感じで恥ずかしいじゃないですか。
そうですか？トーナくん、割と細かいところに気が利くんですね。でも私はへっちゃらですよ。みんな同じ学校の人たちですから。
What a saint. I'm at a loss for words.
いや、それでも3年と2年じゃ距離が離れすぎです。ホームルーム遅刻しても知りませんよ。
So not seriously.
その点でも大丈夫です。私、こう見えても走るのは早いんです。下の階の自分のクラスまで1分もかかりません。
She puffs out her chest with pride. Though in both body and soul, tough in both body and soul.
お前も口やかましいなトノ。いいじゃんか、先輩が好きで来てるんだからさ。
Arihiko being Arihiko is just sitting on my desk without a care in the world, fully immersed in his chat with CL.
いいけど。じゃあ、ホームルームが始まる2分前になったら、自分のクラスに帰らないとダメだよ、先輩。
Suddenly feeling a wave of fatigue, I voiced my discontent and sit down.
乾くん、遠野くんはご機嫌斜めみたいですね。
Oops, wrong button.
ああ、引っ越し先の生活が性に合わなくて感触を起こしてると見ました。遠野は大抵のことは気にしないですけどね。なんかよくわからないことがあると暴れ出す悪癖があるんすよ。
そうなんですか？遠野くん、あんまり怒りそうにないですけど。
いや、そんなことないんだな、これが。遠野はおとなしそうに見えるだけで、爆発するときは爆発するんすよ。割と頻繁に、パチッと。
はあ、パチッですか。
そうそう。一度切れると見境がなくなるから、先輩もこいつを信用しちゃダメだぜ。
Arihiko and CL continue whispering in front of me.
あのさ、内緒話なら廊下でしてくれないか。人の机でそういうことされても丸聞こえで頭痛いんだけど。
なんと聞こえていたというのか、遠野。
Yeah, I can. I didn't just hear you. I could also see when you tried to slip a hand around CL's waist under the guise of having a little discussion, and how she immediately slaps it away. If anything, I'm less angry and more disappointed at that sham of a performance. CL is covering her mouth with her hands, unsure of how serious we are. She may have actually intended to trade secrets.
おう、これだから文系のメガネ君は俺と先輩のラ・マンな話を盗み聞くとか哀れにも程がありますな。そんなに日々欲求不満なんですか？新しい妹様はそんなに美人なんですか？今度紹介してくれますか？
有彦、要するに俺に喧嘩を売ってるんだな。
そんなわけないだろう。俺と遠野は輝かしい友人じゃないか。気に食わなけりゃ親とだって殴り合うが、親友とだけは戦わないってのがポリシーなわけ。基本今日に生きる男なんだ、俺。
Wow. A code that puts classmates over your own parents? That's messed up.
なるほど。腐ってるな、お前のポリシーは。
なんだ元気のないふりしやがって。根はいつもの遠野じゃんか。たく心配して損したぜ。
My butt My butt pats me hard on the back.
お前、もしかして気を使ってたのか？
ばっか、そんなつまんないこと聞くなっての。こういうのはさりげなくやるのが美徳じゃないのさ。
He flops my back some more. I've known Arihiko for a long time, but there's still a lot about him that surprises me.
それで新しい絵はどうなんだ？見たところヘビーにストレス溜まってそうじゃんか。
さあ、どうだろう。とりあえず昨日は妙な夢を見て、家の人たちに白い目で見られたけど。
そうか。それは災難だな。
Arihiko nods in sympathy. I turn to the source of the silence. Sia is watching our stupid conversation unfold with a serious look on her face.
先輩？
遠野くん、やっぱり乾くんと仲がいいんですね。
本気ですか先輩？今のを見てそう思えるなんて。そのメガネは度が合ってないですね。
そんなことないです。遠野くん、乾くんの前だと気を抜いてるじゃないですか。無防備で乾くんを信頼しきってます。
For some reason, a bright smile stretches across her face. Arihiko and I look at each other and tilt our heads.
羨ましいな。そうやって何の気負いもなしで分かり合える友人がいるのって憧れます。
Sia lets out a sigh of genuine admiration.
そうか。
Oh, I like that. I like that they're using double quotation marks or so to indicate two people talking. Seriously, that's nice. I didn't think that was possible, but that's actually a pretty good way to do that. So. Right. Arihiko and I grimace in unison.
そろそろ時間ですね。私は戻りますけど、遠野くん、今朝のニュース見ましたか？
と、忙しくて忘れてた。まだ見てません。
そうですか。それじゃあ率直に聞きますけど、今朝のニュースで大きなお屋敷が映っていました。あれって遠野くんのお家ですか？
え、
He did mention that the police came around to ask some questions.
ああ、それはきっとうちのことかもですね。今朝警察が話を聞きに来たって言ってたし。
そうですか。遠野くん、あんまり夜遊びしちゃダメですよ。
Sia dashes out of the room. We watch her leave in silence.
さて、なあ、遠野。
なんだよ。つまんないことなら聞かないからな。
つまらなくはないぞ。大きな疑問として、お前はいつの間に先輩の方から会いに来るほど親しくなってたんだ？
俺に聞かれても返答に困る。話をするようになったのはここ最近だし、今日だって単なる気まぐれなんじゃないか。そういうお前だって親しそうだったじゃないか。
そうでもない。俺は7日もかけてやっと名前を覚えてもらったレベルだよ。
ほう、そりゃ珍しい。一日でなびかない女はめんどくさいから相手にしないってのもお前のポリシーじゃなかったっけ？
波の女はな。だが先輩は別。秘密にしていたんだが、実のところ俺の好みやだな。
メガネの似合う上級生だって言うんだろ。
Arihiko blushes.
わかりましたか、親友。
わかるよ。眉唾だけど先輩が言うには俺たち親友らしいし、お前が本気かどうかぐらい読み取れる。先輩は本気で可愛いしな。あの人と話して好意を持たない方がおかしい。俺だってそうだ。
そうかそうか。遠野も先輩の良さがわかるのか。ってなんですと？
親友なら気が合うものだし、何より趣味も似通うもんだろ。好きな女の子のタイプなんてもろかぶりになっても不思議じゃない。
Our eyes meet. After a brief but meaningful moment, Arihiko nods solemnly.
短い友情だったな、遠野。
ああ、まったくだ。
I send him off with a wave. Just then, the bell for homeroom rings. Morning classes end and lunch break begins. Where should I grab lunch? Maybe I'll alternate, so I'll eat in the cafeteria. Okay, I eat in the cafeteria, return to the classroom. There's still some time before 5th period. The only people in the room are a couple of guys and a friendly group of girls.
あれ
I just realized Yamizuka isn't with the girls. She's one of the top 3 standouts in the class, if not the absolute top. It's strange not seeing her hit there.
欠席だったのかな
I can't believe I only just noticed. I like to think I'm a little more perceptive than that. Our teacher didn't mention anything, so it must have been just a cold or something. Fifth period begins. I fight off the temptation of sleep as I scribble down notes during our classic literature class. Our school still doesn't allow note-taking on devices. They said they'll switch to using tablets eventually, but it seems like it's going to take another couple of years. Either way, people rarely get into trouble for using their phones in classes. It's one of those unspoken agreements. There are plenty of students who use their phone to check their texts, look up information, or just browse the internet. I've always preferred doing things the old-fashioned way, so I write everything by hand. It comes on without warning. A heightened, accelerated sense of awareness. My vision begins to bend, folding and twisting around a single point. My sense of equilibrium shifts as if my brain was spinning on its axis. Everything morphs into a blurred mess. It feels like something is lurking at the back of my head, trying to drive me out of my own skull. I know this feeling. Is the disease spell right before my anemia hits? I should have seen this coming. I always knew this was a possibility. Damn it, this hardly ever happens. But I'm going to pass out in class. Darkness shrouds my vision. I fumble for my desk, grabbing the side of it to steady myself. But it doesn't help. I can't put any strength into my fingers. All I can do is brace for the fall.
Sensei! ちょっといいっすか?
Just when I expected to lose control, I feel a hearty slap on my back.
遠野のやつ、調子が悪そうなんで保健室に連れて行きたいんですけど。
Before I know it, Arihiko is standing at my side.
遠野、具合が悪いのか?
I hear the teacher speaking to me from the front of the room.
いえ、これぐらい平気で。
ああ、全然ダメだそうです。こりゃ早退させた方がいいんじゃないですか?
Arihiko's booming voice overshadows my attempt at a reply.
そうか。先生も遠野の体のことは聞いている。遠野、体調が優れないなら保健室で休むか早退して帰っていいんだぞ。
I can't tell if he's just nice to a fault. It seems that I believe Arihiko wholeheartedly.
ほら、帰っていいとよ。そんな青い顔しやがって。まずいと思ったらすぐに言わねえとわからねえだろうが。
Arihiko scowls and slaps me across the back.
それじゃあ早退させてもらいます、先生。
The teacher nods approvingly.
悪い、アリヒコ。いらない心配をかけさせた。
気にすんな。中学からの腐れ縁だからな。お前が貧血でぶっ倒れそうな雰囲気ってのはすぐにわかんだよ。
Arihiko returns to his seat. Somehow I get up from my seat and carry myself out of the room. I exit the school. I decided to pass on resting in the nurse's office. At this time of day, there's a good chance I just end up sleeping until dark. Instead, I decided it would be better to make the trip back to the mansion.
ちょっとは楽になってきたかな。
It must be thanks to the fresh air. 7 years ago, I survived a life-threatening injury, and the price I paid is my chronic anemia. When I first left the hospital, I used to collapse just about every day. And while I've lost a lot of opportunities from this, I never felt like I missed out on anything important, thanks to the support of the people around me. After reaching adolescence, most of my symptoms stopped surfacing, at least as long as I didn't move around too much. Though every now and again, I still get dizzy and lose consciousness for no reason. I'm lucky Arihiko was around today. I probably would have fallen on my face if he weren't. I breathe deeply, sending a volley of fresh air into my lungs. Struggling against the dull water swirling in my head, I make my way from school. I turn onto the street leading to the station. I don't believe it. Part of my brain must still be spacing out. By force of habit, I almost went through the ticket gate. I don't live in the Arimas anymore. I live in the Tono Mansion now. There's no need for me to catch a train. I still don't feel well. I put a hand to my forehead and realized I have a slight fever. No point in heading home or we're going to pass out on the street before I get there.
しょうがないな。ほんと。
Disappointed by my own frailty, I carefully propped myself down on the bench. Maybe I'll just rest here until I feel better. Absent-mindedly, I watched the crowds in front of the station. It's just past 2 in the afternoon. The city is as busy as ever. People stream past in waves. Each and every one of them is far too absorbed in reaching their destination to bother looking at who's around them. The place is swarming with people, yet everyone's too immersed in their own little world to notice. They're each the main character in their own story. Today is just another day of the story of their lives. Despite seeing perfectly well, they spend every waking moment in willful ignorance. Their days never intersect, nor do their respective paths deviate. Preferring to expend as little effort as possible to reap the most basic level of comfort. It seems people have chosen a life of individualism, only to interact when absolutely necessary. I don't know if it's my fever, but something has me feeling sentimental.
帰ろう。
I'm feeling better anyway, and the longer I sit here, the longer I'll dwell on this stuff. Lifting myself from the bench, I join the masses. I start for the mansion, my head still heavy from the anemia. Right now, all I want to do is lock myself in my room, close my eyes, take off my glasses, and just breathe. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Until I see her. I'm almost certain time itself has stopped. Every part of me is being drawn in, the moment forever imprinting itself onto my memory. Yeah, golden hair, crimson eyes, white clothes against porcelain skin. Pure as driven snow. Not a blemish to be found, like a sacred summit, yet untainted by man. My pulse skyrockets. Bodily rhythms go haywire. My veins and arteries dilate. Every nerve in my body fires as this phantasm feverishly wounds my spinal cord. To say I'm captivated would be an understatement. I stopped walking what feels like ages ago. As she leaves my peripheral vision, I turn around to not lose sight of her. Notice how the font changed. I realize I haven't been breathing. I feel nauseous. I can't breathe. The pain is unbearable. I can't remember how to breathe. My throat is on fire. My eyes feel like they're about to burst. My palms are slippery. Yet deprived of blood, my fingertips are so cold they're numb. I'm drenched in sweat. I recall that I'm still an animal, still alive. That gets me breathing again. But my will. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't choose anything. All I wanted was to go home. My will snapped like a tightrope and I plunged into the depths below. I have to follow her. I have to follow that woman. I have to follow her and speak with her. Dragging my frozen feet. I pant like her. I follow after my fair prey. The woman walks slowly. She has no idea I exist. Questions, one after another, graze the back of my mind. She doesn't know I exist? That's so goddamn stupid. Could she be the one? She hasn't noticed me yet. She must be returning from something. Must be. She's probably exhausted, out of strength, which means this is it. My chance to. For sure. I want to taste this. I want to taste this ripened fruit. Oh god. When was I last satiated? I want to pursue her. To tear her apart. Not for self-gratification or mere sex. Something more primal. I want to savor her. To bring her low. I can't remember. I still. Every fiber of my being wants to blank her. God. Can't remember the first time. I sigh, but the breath doesn't feel like mine. I claw at my chest to stop my emotions from bursting. The woman weaves through the crowd, looking delectable. My throat is on fire. I haven't been breathing. What about it? Of course I haven't. What like that would get anyone going. I take it out of my bag and slide it into my pocket as I walk. My fingers trace along the iron. I can't believe my luck. I even have the necessary tools. Incredible, I'm so close. Our secret rendezvous has me nearly over the edge. I should keep my distance. So she doesn't notice. So no one gets in my way. We're total strangers. So I need to track her scent as naturally as I can. She enters an apartment complex. Automatic glass doors, tight security. Non-residents can't even enter the lobby. I wrap around to the emergency exit, stash my jacket in the shadows. Cut. Enter. The lobby is empty. I look at the elevator. The light is stopped on the top floor. Click. I call the elevator with a button. Enter. I shiver as soon as I cross the threshold. The scent remains, causing my lips to curl. This is exciting. Caged in this cramped box, I grip the weapon in my pocket and wait. She's so close. In just a few moments I can finally... her. Exit the elevator. The hall should be empty. I vacate the box to the other end of the corridor, still empty. I can't think. Only a single word lingers on in my brain. Woman. That woman. I'm going to. I arrive at the third room. This is the one. All the other rooms are empty. Are you sure? I'm sure. All animals have a decent scent to smell, whether we like it or not. Some have simply forgotten how to use it. Pitiful, unforgivable, worthless. Civilization's obsession with compassion has instead dealt us an invisible fatal blow. I move to ring the bell, but stop myself. Okay, this is gonna get graphic at this point in time. My glasses are in the way. I can't do anything unless I take them off.
いい？決して軽はずみな気持ちで物を見ちゃダメだからね。
Was that master? Yeah, that was master. Why is others? Oh no. Let's see. Here we go. A woman said that to me long ago. Right now I can't remember her name or what she looked like. I slowly remove my glasses. The lines squirm, wrinkling my vision. Even I don't understand. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? What does Shikitono want to do with that woman? What to do to that woman? I don't know. I don't know, so I ring the bell.
はい。
Yep, that's it. And I'm going to leave her 5% more. For obvious reasons. But here we go. I hear a voice, the door opens. In that instant, I slide through the gap and into the room.
Huh?
The woman tries to speak, but it's too late. Never will I hear the voice of the woman I so crave. Everything is finished before it can reach me. The sound of metal on metal rings the moment I enter the room. Was it the sound of the door? The grinding of my thoughts? A siren signaling the end? All wrong. Then what is it? The answer is obvious. There's only one thing it could be. It's the climaxing sigh of my knife leaving its sheath. I pass through the lines running across the woman's body. I stab. I cut. I slice. I carve. Severing piece after piece until nothing is left untouched by death. All in all, 17 lines across her body. Throat, back of the head, right eye to the lips, upper right arm, right forearm, right ring finger, left elbow, left thumb, middle finger, left breast, lower rib cage to the heart, 2 from the stomach to the belly, inner left thigh, outer thigh, left shin, across the toes on the left foot. It takes less than a second, no longer than a mere passing glance. In the blink of an eye, it's over. She's dismembered into 17 lumps of flesh. A dumbstruck voice reaches my ears. The reality hasn't set in that the voice belongs to me. I feel another flurry of dizziness take hold. Chunks of something are scattered in front of me. The marble floor is covered in the ever-expanding red liquid, like someone tipped over a bucket. The smell of blood assaults my nostrils. No entrails have been spilled. The cuts are clean. But a red mess creeps steadily over the ground. It's strange. There's nothing in the room except for me and the woman's scattered remains. The pool is a vivid crimson. The knife is still in my hand. Of course she is. No human could survive something like this. Who gives a shit about the why? Just now, with his own 2 hands, Shikitono butchered a woman he's never seen before in his life. I must have. Or am I wrong? But I do not have a reason, so this can't be. It can't. I never had a reason to do this, so this can't be. It can't. I'm the only one here. Someone else might have been here before, but I'm the only one left alive, so this can't be. It can't. No, I have no reason to. I didn't mean to. I wasn't in the right mind. Maybe I never was. This can't be. It can't. It can't. It can't. It can't. The pool of red continues to swell. A slow, slick red wave. It's almost at my feet now. I tried to lift my feet, but it's too late. The woman's red blood is viscous like tar. Threads stretch from the floor, clinging to my raised soul. Ah, red blood. It's oozing red because you butchered her. That's right. It wasn't me. It can't have been. It wasn't me. This must be some kind of bad dream. That's it. This is just a terrible dream. But for some reason, the smell of blood feels so fresh, so real. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, you didn't kill her? Or no, you did kill her? Of course you had a reason. When you saw her, you could only think of one thing.
俺は
Yes, I, Shiki Tono, wanted to kill that woman. In that moment, that was all that mattered. My mind had just melted away, so I couldn't put it into words.
血が
The stench of blood is making me sick to my stomach. The contents of my stomach flow up. Crimson seeps into my eyes. My head spins. I kneel in a sea of blood. Bile rushes up my throat. I empty the contents of my stomach. Sobbing, I throw up every last bit of food, every last drop of fluid in my body. There is nothing left in me. But as if to deny what had happened, to undo everything and turn back time, my body forcibly continues to heave. It hurts. My innards feel like they are burning. Tears continue to stream down my face and I collapse onto the ground like garbage. I am awash in red. Pain seeps through me as I see crimson everywhere. It all feels like a dream. My tears keep spilling. I'm miserable because I killed someone. No, that's not right. I mercilessly butchered someone for no reason whatsoever. I turned her body into chunks of flesh in a flash. I don't understand what's happening. Why do I feel like this? Why did I kill her for no reason? I don't understand.
嘘だ
None of this feels like reality. Yes, I had one of my usual dizzy spells, and I've been dreaming this whole time.
嘘だ
How can you just one little knife do this to a person? Even with a butcher's saw, I'm pretty sure this should have taken all day. This can't be possible with just a knife. Those lines never existed in the first place. I've been fooling myself into thinking.
嘘だ
Bile drips from my lips. I'm covered in it from my chin down. There is crimson mixed in. My stomach, despite being empty, continues to squirm and contract, causing my esophagus and throat to bleed.
だ
It hurts. That's how I know. This isn't a dream. I'm just lying to myself.
全部嘘だ
I knew all along. I carved the woman from the moment I saw her. We carve a grave. I craved the woman from the moment I saw her. I knew the lines. I knew the lines, but I could cut anything I see like paper, and I knew deep down that this applied to humans as well. But I never gave it a second thought. I was intent on living an ordinary life. If I was capable of killing a person like this, I should have gouged my eyes out or at least shunned human contact.
ごめん先生
I'm so sorry. It was such a simple promise, yet I couldn't keep my word.
俺はまだまともなのか
I don't know. The impulse that was so strong just moments ago seemed to have faded entirely. But the thought of fighting the urge didn't even cross my mind.
この女を殺す
As if it were perfectly natural, I followed through, thinking nothing else. So the answer is simple. I must be insane. It probably began 7 years ago. Ever since the accident that should have killed me. Ever since I miraculously returned from the brink of death. I have shivers in my spine. I hear the distant sound of rain, the long, gentle hiss of rainfall touching down. My head is hazy. My throat aches with every breath.
だ
I can't help but wince.
シキ様
Suddenly I sense a person, a voice by my side. I thought it'd be CL. Oh,
自分の部屋だ
I find myself lying in my own bed. I put on the glasses that I placed next to my pillow.
おはようございますシキ様
翡翠
はい。お体の具合はいかがでしょうか？
What a strange question to ask. How am I feeling? Why would I?
なん
That's a good question. Why? Am I sleeping here?
俺は人を殺し
I stopped short of saying it. The reasoning part of me hits the brakes, impelling me not to utter that word.
翡翠俺どうしてここに
覚えていらっしゃらないのですか、シキ様。
Hisui furrows her brow ever so slightly.
学校の方からシキ様は早退したというお電話がありました。ですが夕方になっても帰ってこられず、姉が探しに行ったところ、公園でお休みになっていたそうです。
公園って近くの公園？
はい。シキ様はベンチで休まれており、その後ご自分の足で屋敷までお帰りになられました。
嘘だろ。そんな覚え全くないんだけど。
シキ様の記憶が定かではないのはそうおかしなことではないと思います。貧血による衰弱でシキ様は意識が混濁していたようなので。
I don't remember anything. Still, I can't deny of any of what Hisui has told me.
ああ、もう夜の9時なんだ。全然記憶にないや。
はい。お屋敷に戻られたシキ様は眠りたいとだけ告げてお部屋で休まれたのです。お医者様をお呼びしようとしたのですが、シキ様はいつものことだからと。
そうか。確かに貧血で倒れるのはいつものことだけど。
But this time was different. I killed someone. No, wait.
翡翠、俺どんな格好をしてたんだ？
は？
だから服装、俺のシャツとか靴とか、その血で。
It should have been soaked in it.
シキ様の制服でしたら汚れていましたので洗濯をしておりますが。
洗濯ってあんな血だらけの服を？
確かに泥にまみれてはおりましたが、血液らしきものはありませんでした。それに汚れていたのはシャツとズボンだけで、上着は特に何も。
That can't be right. I was kneeling in a sea of blood. My arms and legs should have been stained red.
シキ様、何か良くない夢でも見られていたのですか？先ほどまでうなされていたようですし、今もお顔の色が優れません。
Hisui looks directly at me.
夢ってあれが？
Could it have been a dream? That sensation. That smell of blood. That woman in white, a miracle given flesh. Yep.
いや、そうだよな。あんなのは悪い夢だ。
I let out a relieved sigh. That's right. It was nothing more than a horrible dream. I'd never do something that would break my promise to Master, especially without a decent reason.
目が覚めた。
シキ様のご気分さえよろしければ夕食の支度をいたします。
いや、夕食は。
I know it was only a dream, but I still can't get the color or smell of blood out of my head.
ごめん、いらない。今晩はこのまま眠ることにする。それより翡翠。
はい。
そのさ、俺夕方に帰ってきたらしいけど、秋葉はなんて言ってた？
秋葉様ならその時間はお帰りになられてはおりませんでした。2時間ほど前にお帰りになられた折、シキ様のご容体をお伝えしておきましたが。
Hisui gives me an inquisitive look as if to say, what about it?
いや、別に何でもないんだ。 帰ってきてまだ3日目なのに迷惑をかけて呆れてるだろうなって。
確かに秋葉様はご気分を害されておりましたが、呆れているというわけではなさそうでした。
Hisui takes a step back after she speaks.
それでは失礼します。何かご用がおありでしたらお呼びください。
ああ、ありがとう。もう一つ聞き忘れてた。
はい。何でしょう、四季様。
外、雨が降ってるんだね。いつから降り始めたのかな、これ。
四季様がお帰りになられる前からです。姉が見つけたとき、四季様は雨に濡れていたとのことです。
Really? I don't remember that either. I guess my anemia was particularly bad this time. I should have just rested at school.
おやすみ。今日は本当にすまない。琥珀さんにもお礼を伝えておいてくれ。
かしこまりました。それではおやすみなさいませ。
夢だったんだ。
The words feel bleak coming from my lips. Nothing feels real. Not the horrible dream, nor the fact that it was a dream. The rain outside falls hard. My head is still a little heavy. I peer at my chest. My scar from 7 years ago stands out starkly against my skin, like burn marks. The knife my father left me is sitting on the desk in my room. It was a dream. There's no way it was anything else. I repeat those words in my head to convince myself and close my eyes. I exhale deeply, like trying to expel some deep-seated odor from my lungs. My consciousness fades and I'm ushered into a deep, dark slumber. When I was a child, I remember someone urging me never to tell a lie I didn't believe myself. I have half an hour. Fire and blood. Let's see if she's still there. Guys, I know she took the... I know she did regenerated by that point. Spoilers. I wake to see a dull grey morning light. It's quiet, even the pitter-patter of the rain is nowhere to be heard. The sky is still blanketed in clouds despite the rain having ceased. After taking one last deep breath, I heave myself off the bed. I could barely sleep last night. When I thought I might drift off, the scene I witnessed would play out in the back of my mind.
真っ赤な床とバラバラの。
At times like this, possessing memories or clarity of thought can really be a pain. Just when you got something you'd like to forget, your mind drags you back to relive the experience all over again.
バカらしい。あれは夢だったのに。何をいつまでうなされてるんだ、俺は。
Exactly, it was all just a dream. I like my brain to hurry and forget about it already. There's a knock at the door. The clock tells me that it's just before 6 a.m. Who come knocking this early in the morning?
失礼いたしま。四季様。申し訳ありません。お目覚めでいらしたのですね。
いや、こっちこそ驚かせてごめん。昨日の夕方から寝ていたから早く目を覚ましたんだ。それで翡翠の方こそどうしたんだ。こんな早くから何かあったのか。
Hisui falls silent and gives me a hesitant look. Upon closer inspection, I realize she's cradling my freshly laundered clothing for the day.
着替えを持ってきてくれたのか。
はい。重ねて申し訳ありません。お見苦しいところをお見せしました。
Hisui quizzically. That's a word. Hisui stays silent. I don't recall seeing anything I'd describe as unbecoming, but I decided not to push the matter.
とにかくありがとう。制服はそこに置いていいよ。すぐに着替えて今に行くから。
はい。それでは失礼します。
Hisui quietly heads for the door, but stops just short of it. She swiftly turns to face me again.
四季様、お時間があるのでしたら入浴の用意もいたしますが。
入浴って朝から？
はい。四季様はひどく汚れています。学校に行く前にお体を流された方がよろしいのではないでしょうか。
Now that she mentions it, I am a mess. Which isn't much of a surprise considering I passed out in the middle of a park yesterday.
そうだな。悪いけど用意してくれる？この時間なら学校にも十分間に合うし。
かしこまりました。では、20分ほど経ちましたら浴場においでください。
20 minutes. Sounds like my own bath. Hisui places the uniform down and then leaves the room. It's still only 6 a.m. With nothing else to do, I spent 20 minutes idly staring at the ceiling. The thoughts throbbing at the back of my mind are washed away by the water. Seated beside the bathroom, I upend the bucket over my head and take a deep breath as the chilly water soaks through my hair. That was such a horrible dream. Why would I even dream about murdering some woman I'd never seen before? If I'm greeted by these sorts of dreams purely because I'm unaccustomed to living in a mansion, then I'm dreading what else is to come.
そうだよな。気を引き締めないと。
I run the cool water over my head one more time, rubbing and cleaning every part of my body. My towel just barely grazed my throat before a stinging pain hits me.
なんだこれ。
I look at my neck in the mirror. Gross. My throat looks red and swollen. I return to my room and change into my uniform. It's only a little past 7 a.m. Still bewildered at how a simple bath could make me feel so much better. I grab my bag and leave the room.
おはようございます、四季さん。今朝は早いんですね。
Kwaku steps out of the parlor just as I come down the stairs.
それに、なんだかさっぱりしていらっしゃいます。もしかしてお風呂上がりなんですか？
ええ、さっきまで入っていました。すごいですね、琥珀さん。そういうの分かるものなんですか？
一目瞭然ですよ。四季さん、髪が乾ききってませんから。お風呂上がりだと四季さんは一層可愛らしくなるんですね。
I have to avert my gaze from her light-hearted smile. As I am now, her pure, innocent expression does nothing but make my chest ache.
ちょっと待っててくださいね。朝ごはんこれから支度をしますから。
え。
Breakfast. Something edible. Even that word is enough to make me recall the color of blood. The thought leaves me with even less of an appetite than usual.
そうですね。今朝は洋風でいいですか？
ああ、うん。基本的にどっちでもいいんですけど。そっか、朝ごはんか。あんまりにもお風呂が気持ちよかったから忘れてた。
なんですか？四季さんは昨夜も食べていませんから、お腹の音で目を覚ましたのかなって翡翠ちゃんと話してたんですけど。
いや、単純に寝すぎただけだよ。子供の頃から小食だったから、1食2食抜くのはよくあることだったし。
はは言われてみると四季さんって贅肉のないいい体をしていますものね。もしかして菜食主義者さんですか？
そんなこだわりはなかったけど、言われてみれば有馬の家では野菜ばっかり食べてた気がします。
It's discharged from the hospital. The doctor told me to avoid anything that's hard on the digestive system. So I think I would have avoided meat even if he hadn't told me to. I think I would have avoided meat even if he hadn't told me to. One way or another, meat just reminds me of death.
好き嫌いはないんですね。それでしたら安心してお食事を用意できます。さあ、すぐにお作りしますから、居間で待っていてくださいな。
Kaku quickly turns to leave, but I stop her, feeling like I won't be able to pass anything through my throat as things are now.
ああ、いいんだ琥珀さん。今日は食欲がないからこのまま学校に行くよ。明葉にもそう伝えておいてくれ。
I turn and head for the front door. But as soon as I do, a firm pair of hands grips my arm.
四季さん、
I wasn't expecting that. Kaku looks angrier than I've ever seen her.
なんてことを言い出すんですか？四季さん、今朝は鏡をご覧になってないんですか？
いや、鏡なら風呂場で見たけど。
嘘です。ご自分の顔を一度でも見ているならそんなことは言えません。
Kaku is seriously mad. Now that I think about it, when I glanced at myself in the mirror earlier, I didn't just look a little pale. I was ashen white.
いや、でも大丈夫だって。俺はもともと血の気が少ないし、人より顔色が悪く見えるだけというか。
ダメです。朝ごはんを食べないと大きくなれないんですから。食欲がないようでしたら病人食にいたしますから、どうぞ食堂にいらしてください。
Still clenching my arm, Kaku drags me to the dining room. I guess there's no fighting it. I still don't really feel like having breakfast, but if Kaku is this insistent, then I have no other choice. Yes, always eat. Always make sure to stop for food. I'm gonna stop for food myself too.
おはようございます、兄さん。お体の具合はよろしいのですか？
I can't say for certain, but Akia sounded a little reserved just then. I wagered that a concern for my well-being might be overriding her usual
お
firmness.
はよう。体の方はまあそれなりに調子いいよ。
I take my seat at the table.
それでは食べやすいお雑炊などをご用意いたしますね。ちょっとだけお待ちください。
Kaku leaves the room in a flurry. She's probably headed for the kitchen in the mansion's west wing, which leaves me alone with the two others in the dining room. They are usually restrained Akia and Hisui, who has taken up her spot against the wall. It's incredibly awkward to say the least.
兄さん、昨夜のことですけど、公園で倒れていたというのは本当なんですか？
ああ、自分でもいまいち覚えてないけど、琥珀さんと翡翠がそう言うんならそうなんじゃないか？
もう他人事のようにおっしゃらないでください。兄さんは体が弱いんですから、危ないと感じたら屋敷に連絡を入れてください。すぐに迎えの者を行かせますから。
あのな、小学生じゃないんだからそんなのは必要ないよ。どんなに気分が悪くたって自分一人で帰ってこれる。
それでは兄さんはまだ子供なんですね。昨日は一人で帰ってこれなかったんですから。
昨日は特別だ。あんなことはめったにない。大体な、俺は慢性的な貧血持ちなだけで体が弱いわけじゃない。 いちいち秋葉に心配される筋合いはないよ。昨日は単に致命的に間が悪かっただけなんだ。
致命的だなんてバカなことは言わないでください。ご自分の体のことでしょ。屋敷に帰られたばかりだというのに兄さんに死なれたら私はどうすればいいんです。
Arcueid is seriously mad. I'm a little surprised that she cares this deeply.
兄さんは軽率すぎます。もう少しご自分をいたわってあげてください。
いや、俺だってあまり無理はしてないよ。部活もやってないし、医者の言うことは全部守ってるし。これ以上いたわれって言うんならどっかのサナトリウムにでも入るしかないんじゃないか。
ええ、できることならそうしてしまいたいぐらいです。どこかの孤島でも買い取ってそこで反省していただくのもありですね。
Despite her pouty, averted gaze, Arcueid says something truly frightening in a completely casual tone. The scariest part of all is that for her, what she's talking about isn't out of the question.
いいわ。今回は何事もなかったので不問にしてあげます。でも次はありませんからね、兄さん。
After giving me a piece of her mind, Arcueid's temper seemed to cool a little. Throughout the entire exchange, Hisui watches us like a statue. This awkward silence is just the worst. There's still some time before Kohaku returns with my breakfast. Until then, I should... What? I'll ask about the mansion.
そうだ、秋葉。うちの屋敷って今はどうなっているんだ。
どうなっているとはどういう意味ですか。所有権の問題でしたらいずれ私が相続する形になっていますが。
Does that mean the Tono family assets are being kept under guardianship until Arcueid is of legal age? Now, that kind of stuff doesn't really have anything to do with me, so there's no need for me to dwell on it.
いや、そっちの話じゃなくて単純に屋敷の状況。今いるのは俺と秋葉、琥珀さんと翡翠だけなんだろ。使ってる部屋とかそういうのはどうなっているのかなって。
私たちの部屋以外は原則として鍵を閉めています。兄さんの部屋は西館2階の南端、私の部屋は東館2階の北端です。翡翠の部屋は西館2階の中央、琥珀の部屋は西館1階の北端です。2階の遊戯室と客間は閉めていますが、兄さんがお友達をお連れになられるのでしたら開放します。お父様の書斎は重要な書類がまだありますので固く鍵をかけています。こちらは兄さんといえど立ち入り禁止ですので胸に留めておいてください。
なるほど。基本的には西館が使われているんだな。東館は執務室とか秋葉の部屋とか、なんていうか
Like a scary place where common folk should not venture.
兄さ
ん、なんていうかちゃんと事前に約束を入れておかないといけない高級なスペースということだな。わかる。
言い方に問題はありますが、おおむねその通りです。あとはそうですね、兄さんがいた頃は開かれていましたが、別館と植物園も閉めています。しばらくは管理が行き届かないので。
The annex is normally reserved for out-of-town guests, while I believe the botanical garden was built by Makihisa when he was still a student. Before he took over as head of the family, Makihisa Tono deeply invested himself in thaumatology, the science of the science of breeding flora and fauna. The botanical garden is a relic from that time.
外の施設は軒並み閉めたってことか。あ、じゃあプールも。
プールは例外です。秋になったので閉めているだけで、シーズンになれば業者を入れて再開します。
That's a relief. I was never able to use the pool when I was a kid, so I'll be making full use of it when summer vacation rolls around next year.
お待たせしました。梅じそと卵のおかゆ登場です。
Kaku cheerfully pushes the food cart into the room.
おしゃべりはここまでだな。時間もないし、ちゃちゃっと食っちまおう。
兄さん、その乱暴な言葉遣いはやめてください。
ありゃ、すっかり元の調子に戻ったか。俺の心配をしてくれていた方がおとなしくてよかったのに。
バカな発言も控えてください。戻るも戻らないも、私、兄さんの心配なんてしていませんので。
Akia turns away from me with a huff. I give Kohaku a fond smile as I pull the bowl of porridge closer and take a spoonful.
いってらっしゃいませ。
Hisui accompanies me to the main gate as usual. However, I notice her hesitance there. I watch as she takes a short breath, like she's struggling to find the right words.
四季様、昨日はどうなされたのですか？
別に何もないよ。学校で気分が悪くなって早退して、ここに帰ってくる途中で。
On my way home,
公園で休んでいただけだ。でも確かに秋葉の言う通り軽率だった。これからは気をつける。
責めているのではありません。今朝の四季様はひどく無理をしているように見えたのです。どうかみちみちお気をつけください。
it must be hard for her to confront me like this. She sees me off with a deep bow. More and more school uniforms dot the streets as I get closer to school. It's 7:45 a.m. Everyone's ambling along, probably because there's still plenty of time left till homeroom. My pace is just as leisurely as that of any of the other students. I don't have to worry about being late. In fact, I don't have a care in the world. I start my day like any other. The school gates are just on the other side of this crossing. The light turns red, so I stop at the curb. I can see the school's perimeter wall across the street. Protected by the guardrails lining the sidewalk, a steady stream of students head for the gates. There's no one here but Sawyer High School students at this time of day. Or at least they shouldn't be. And yet, through the rush of passing cars, I catch a glimpse of white. It's her. Ethereal, white, undeniable. Golden hair shimmering like the sun. Long and thin eyebrows framing crimson eyes. Though I've only seen her once before, I could never mistake her. But this isn't possible. Yesterday I cut her to pieces with my own hands. No, that can't be. That was all just a terrible dream. Hisui, Akia, and Kohaku told me. Nothing of the sort. That's simply why I wanted to believe. But it wasn't a dream. It wasn't a hallucination. It was all real. I killed her. I killed her. I killed her. I, without question, killed her. But if I did, then why? Why is she here? Right here, right in front of my eyes. The traffic lights turn green. The students surrounding me start to cross the street. I'm the only one who hangs behind, standing motionless on my side of the road. She sits there on the guardrail, casually swinging her legs back and forth. It's almost like she's waiting for something, or someone. I have no way of telling how long she's been waiting, but her expression is relaxed and unassuming. Is she really waiting for someone? Her restless movements betray a nervous excitement, as if she were waiting on a lover. Hold on, she's waiting? Who is she waiting for? Isn't it obvious? Isn't it incredibly obvious? I'd do the same thing. Anyone would. If I were killed by someone, if I could, I'd go straight after the person who did it. I got a terrible feeling about this. A chill crawls its way up my back like a centipede. It's almost as though my spine wants to burst out through my mouth. The woman in white looks my way. There's one phrase that has stuck to me. There's one phrase that's always stuck to me. And I don't know if it's going to play out here. But this is my chance to really kind of say it as well. The phrase that always stuck out to me came from Lunar Legend Tsukihime. Yattokimashita ne. I finally found you. Here we go. Our eyes meet. We're thinking the same thing. Everything is exactly what I was afraid of. No, this is all just a coincidence. It has to be. There's no reason to feel like this. We've never met. No connection exists between the two of us. She's just a stranger that looks like her. She's got to be waiting for someone else. The only other explanation is that this moment I'm experiencing is a nightmare. If it weren't, then there'd be no way a dead person could be alive and walking around, not after being dismembered like that. So why? Why is she looking at me with that wicked smile on her face? Oh, that's the one I was looking for. That satisfied grin of someone who has just spotted their killer. As if to say, I've been waiting for you. Yes, internally I'm going all kia. The woman pushes herself off the guardrail and raises her hand in greeting. She lightly brushes her hair back and she turns to face me.
なんだよ、それ。
It's just a bad dream. The traffic light blinks red.
来るな、来るな。
The woman waltzes through the oncoming traffic without even flinching once. She's less than 3 meters away now. I don't know whether this is a dream or reality.
来るなって言ってるのに。
I shouted at her, but it changes nothing. I've got to escape. I have to get away from the woman in white. I run. I run with all my might. Without a shred of shame or concern for my reputation, I run, pushing and shoving my way through passerby. There should be an S there. Through passerbys as my feet strike the pavement. My breath grows ragged and my heart pounds and screams for me to stop. But I can't stop running. My face must look unrecognizable, etched with such exhaustion and pain. My vision gets distorted by the tears stinging my eyes. My throat burns, my lungs squeeze and twist to wring out my breath. I'm shaking uncontrollably. It feels like the tendons in my hands might tear from the convulsion. My feet hit the ground haphazardly, legs moving without the time to think where they land. Each step sends a numbing shock up my thighs. That's fine, even my legs tear themselves to shreds, that's fine. Just if I stop running here, I might lose my mind. I look over my shoulder. I can see the woman right casually coming my way. All doubt vanishes from my mind. She's following me. The woman I killed is following me. That alone is plenty reason for me to lose my mind. My heart feels like it might explode, but I ignore it and keep running. Whenever I look around, she's still there, sauntering behind me as if she were taking a simple stroll, while I keep fleeing with all my might. I tilt my head to the skies. My arms feel heavy. All sensation has long abandon my legs. I'm running faster than I ever have in my life. Why can't I shake her? Why can't I outrun her leisurely pace? I'm completely out of breath. I don't even know how many kilometers I've run at full speed. She's still behind me, walking. With all the effort of someone out for a stroll, but she never fails to lag behind. Like the image of a ghost seared into my proverbial rearview mirror. There's nothing funny about the situation, but I can't help but laugh. A stream of laughter bursts out. I keep running. My body screams like that it might collapse and die if I continue. But still, I keep running. It's clear why I have to run. The second she catches me, she'll kill me. I don't have any basis for thinking that, but I know better than anyone that I'd be fooling myself if I tried to laugh it off. I don't need reasons or evidence. It's just how the world works to reap what I've sown. An eye for an eye, a life for a life. Since I killed her, she now has the right to kill me. It's as simple as that. It's a simple fact that my life will end the second I get caught. I fall, sprawling pathetically onto the ground. I didn't even stumble or trip. My limbs just couldn't carry me a single step further. I crawl across the ground to the wall. With my palms against the stone, I will myself to get back up on my feet, but it's no use. The second I lift myself off the ground, my knees give out and I fall back down with a thud. I can no longer move my body, not even an inch. I throw my head backwards and wheeze for air. It hurts. I can't get enough oxygen at all. My brain is starving. I can't think. I can't make sense of what I'm doing. Why am I doing this? Why? How is the woman that I killed still alive? I cut her down perfectly, thoroughly. I massacred her in the most extreme way possible. So how could she be waiting outside of my school? How could she just sit there and smile at me when I arrived? I killed her. I definitely... That's right. I definitely killed her. I definitely killed her, and yet... I definitely killed her, and yet... Why? 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 Sorry, I made it sound a bit comedic, but it's not supposed to be.
あれ追いかけっこはもう終わり
Sound of footsteps coming closer. A subdued noise that echoes through the valley. The woman shrugs her shoulders as if disappointed and speaks to me as I lie slumped against the wall.
こんにちは。昨日は本当にお世話になったわ。
She faces me with a carefree smile. I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't know what to make of her expression. Still wearing that smile, she brazenly enters the closed-off alleyway.
それとこれ、忘れ物。困るのよね。証拠になるようなものを落とされちゃ。
A black object lands in front of me with a light thud. My bag. I hadn't even noticed I lost it yet. No, hold on. What did she just say? Incriminating? Did she just say incriminating? Shit, I gotta get out of here. I urge my legs to move, only to push my back harder onto the concrete wall blocking my way.
追いかけっこは終わりなんでしょだってここ袋小路だもん。おまけに人気もないから邪魔が入る心配もないし。
The woman looks oddly cheerful. A dead end with no one around. I look around in a panic and then curse myself for my stupidity. Why the hell did I decide to flee here of all places? It's like I'm begging to be killed.
長かったな。あれから18時間、ようやくあなたを捕まえた。
The woman takes another step towards me.
お前。
何？
お前は確かに。
ええ、昨日あなたに殺された女よ。 覚えていてくれて嬉しいわ。
It's the response I least wanted to hear, regardless of whether this is real or not.
ふざけるな。死んだ人間が生きてるはずがないだろう。
そうだけど、そう驚くことでもないんじゃない？単に殺された後生き返っただけなんだから。
The woman says it as if it's nothing, coming ever closer. The space between us shrinks steadily.
生き返った。
I sit in a daze as I digest what she's told me. She came back to life? Does she mean she came back from the brink of death? What? Did she go to a doctor and undergo an operation to bring herself back?
バカにすんな。あんなに手足をバラバラにされて生き返る人間がいるもんか。
うん。だって私、人間じゃないもの。
Her words are too simple to interpret any other way. I'm not human. That's what the woman just told me.
人間じゃない。
当たり前でしょ？手足をバラバラにされて一人でに再生できる人間がいると思う？
No human could. That much is fact. If someone could, they might look like a human, but there's no way they'd be considered the same anymore. Someone who can die and come back to life. A being that doesn't care if it ceases to breathe. One that can recover fully even after being cut to pieces. Something that may look human but definitely can't be called one. It appears that's the true form of the woman in front of me. I tried to laugh at the situation, but my throat is too wrecked to let any sound come through.
なんだよそれ。
It isn't funny enough to be a joke. And even if it were a joke, it all fits together a little too well. I mean, she's got a point. If she isn't human, then it could actually be possible for her to come back to life after being massacred in such a way. My mind finally starts to settle down. I recall the words of the one who saved me so long ago. First, I need to take a good look. Then I need to think everything through. That's the type of situation I'm in right now.
人間じゃないって言ったな。それじゃあ何なんだお前。
私は吸血鬼って呼ばれてるけど、わかりやすく言えば人の血を吸って生きてる怪物かな。
That's much better. Her being a vampire makes all this easier to understand. Even I know what a vampire is. They may just be the stuff of legends, but I doubt there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of them. Bram Stoker wrote a famous book about them once. In Western fiction, they're often described as undying monsters in human form. Sometimes they're also described as bloodsuckers, which is what they are in a nutshell. They are monsters that drink blood, so of course they're not human.
そう吸血鬼なんだ。
It sounds so ridiculous, just saying it out loud nearly makes me burst into a mad laugh. I'm gonna get killed any moment now, yet I feel incredibly calm about it. What can I say? I just don't have the energy to care anymore. Not that it will do any good. It seems she's satisfied as she peers down at my pathetic figure. Wait, I thought vampires weren't able to walk around in broad daylight. No, never mind. That's not really something for me to be focused on right now.
でその怪物が俺なんかに何の用だって言うんだ。
I blurted out the words in a fit of frustration. The woman looks taken aback for a moment. She crosses her arms in front of her chest, looking at me over with a small pout.
驚いた。昨日私に何をしたか忘れたの？あなたは見ず知らずの私を会った瞬間にバラバラに殺してくれたのよ。それで何の用だなんてよっぽど手慣れているみたいね。
She looks more baffled than angry, but I could say I'm equally baffled. I mean, the woman I killed with my own two hands is standing in front of me, grumbling that I had the gall to kill her.
ちょっと聞いてるの？殺人狂。
ああ聞いてる。我ながらものすごい悪運持ちだなって今噛み締めてるところなんだ。
悪いけどちょっと黙っててくれないか。
I need something to blame. Otherwise, I'll end up destroying myself. I've learned just how bad my luck is. I've just learned how bad my luck is, though it's a little late for it. For whatever reason, I was overcome by the urge to kill this woman. So I wrote the urge until I finished the job. Everything I can recall is fuzzy, so I convinced myself that it was just a dream, but it wasn't. And the person I killed wasn't even human. I've come to accept that I'm strange and defective, but compared to, well, all of this, I'm actually on the normal side. I break out in laughter, but it's not all bad news. If the woman I killed really has come back to life, that means I haven't killed anyone. I might have performed the act of killing, yet she's still alive and well. At the very least, that's something for me to take comfort in. That's right, if I didn't kill anyone, then everything might be fine. Shikitono could actually go back to his normal day-to-day life. Sure, in exchange for that, I'm not being hunted by a deranged lunatic, but that's still better than being a murderer. It's still a case of bad luck, but it's bad luck of the very best kind. Though the whole situation might be ridiculous, at least I'm not the only one who's crazy.
いいよ、落ち着いた。言いたいことがあるんだろう。文句でも恨み事でも思う存分言ってくれ。
そりゃ言いたいことはいっぱいあるけど、あなた変わった人ね。吸血鬼を前にして何その態度。
悪かったな。必死に居直ってるんだよ。そうでもしないと自分で自分を殺しかねない。
If she's going to kill me, I wish she'd get it over with. I've already dealt with my body giving out on me for 7 years now. No matter how terrible the act, I'm prepared to recognize that it really happened. Then again, never in my wildest dreams did I think I have to deal with a situation like this in the first place. The woman gives me a drawn-out look. Her gaze is sharp, but I don't sense any hostility. This is also backwards. Isn't it natural to want an eye for an eye? Shouldn't she be itching to pay me back?
何ジロジロ見てるんだ。お前は俺に復讐しに来たんだろ。なら。
ええ、確かに殺されたら殺し返すのがセオリーよね。それがお望みならしてあげるけど、とりあえず今はパスかな。それ損益が合わないから。
Her eyes are firmly fixated on me.
ねえ、反省してる？
え？
My eyes widened in surprise. Her words just sounded so out of place.
私を殺しちゃったことを反省しているのかって聞いてるの。それでね、もしあなたが反省しているのなら許してあげようかなって。あなた人間にしては嘘が下手そうな感じだし。
反省って俺が？
うん、あなたがごめんなさいって言ってくれれば私としてはそれでいいよ。
I can't believe it. And not just the part where my murder victim is telling me she'll forgive me. I can't believe how amazingly gentle she sounds.
もうこっちが真面目に聞いているんだからちゃんと答えるのが筋ってものでしょ。ほら早く答えて。反省しているのかしていないのか。そこをはっきりさせないと先に進めないんだから。
Do I regret it? That goes without saying.
そりゃ。
I tried to speak, but something holds me back. You can't. If you say something now, you won't be able to continue living in ignorant bliss. Keep pretending it was a dream. Keep pretending you didn't notice. Keep pretending to be normal, it tells me.
そりゃ何？
My throat tightens. The fear begs me not to speak. But I can't run from this. It's something I have to face. I think someone who believed in me told me something similar once. If you truly want to live a normal life, then face your own sins. Face your own actions. Never ever look away.
そりゃ後悔してる。
course I regret what I did.
なんであれ俺は人を殺してしまったんだから。
I wring my confession from my eyes. I wring my confession from my chest. As soon as the first words spilled past my lips, there's no stopping them. I finally accepted my own failings. I killed this woman. I killed her with no mercy for no reason. For my own gratification.
そのことを後悔も反省もできる。できるのなら
If I could be permitted such a cheap gesture.
何度でも頭を下げる。でもそれは意味のないことだ。事実として俺はあんたを手にかけた。だから
What I did was unforgivable. That what I did was unforgivable. That she was somehow resurrected is no excuse. Shikitono murdered the very woman she sees before him. I'm guilty of a violation of the highest order, of an act of unfathomable violence.
だからあんたは俺に復讐していい。俺が逃げたのはお前が怖かったからじゃない。俺自身の行為から逃げていただけだった。
Slumped against the alley wall, I confessed my sins to the empty air. It's as if I've finally woken up. I spent the past day in a fugue? Fugue. There we go. Definitions. In music, a contrapuntal composition in which a short melody or phrase, the subject, is introduced by one part and successively taken up by others and developed by interweaving the parts. Psychiatry, a loss of one's identity, often coupled with flight from one's usual environment, associated with certain forms of hysteria and epilepsy. So, I spent the past day in a fugue, in a fragile transient dream, in a brief refuge from the reality of my own depravity. But now at last it's time to pay the piper.
そっか。うん、いい人なんだね、あなた。
Banana came correctly timed. Thank you for that. Let me give you a shout out. There you go. Hello. Welcome to me cutting my. Can't hear the SFX though. Oh right, because I had it swapped. So yeah. Let me see if I can replay that for you again. Hello. Yeah, I had it audio off, so I need to find a way to do it. Ah, there it is. So you should hear that. Sorry, there was a seed in there. Because my mom is asking me to drink some lemon water. So let me get the banana back up. Give me a second. Second. Need to log in. Okay. Choto. Because I had this authenticated. Alright, so let me play your banana again. Banana! There you go. That water is good, so yeah. My mom just started making me. I need to refill this also. But yeah. And there's your banana. So yes, Megane, welcome to the session where I cut my heart open and you can watch it bleed dry. Because of... Yeah, it's a minion one, so... yeah, it's the minion one. Because of who am I interacting with in this game right now. I look up at her in surprise. She's smiling. She might call herself a vampire, but her expression is perfectly sweet and honest.
決めた。やっぱりあなたには私の手伝いをしてもらうわ。
は？
Her smile is different now, more meaningful, less innocent. Help? She wants me to help her?
おい、手伝いってなんだ？
だからあなたを許してあげる代償。この町に根付いている吸血鬼の始末をちょっと手伝ってもらおうかなって。
I don't understand any of this.
待て、許す代償ってなんだ？っていうかそんな簡単に許せるのか？そもそも吸血鬼の始末って、お前自分のことを吸血鬼って言ってなかったか？
ああ、違う違う。私は吸血鬼だけど、町に根付いている吸血鬼はまた別物よ。あなた、この町に住んでいる人でしょ？なら、最近起きている殺人事件も知ってるわよね。
いや、まあ。
The sudden callback to the familiar news story snaps me out of my worked up state. Somehow the strange circumstances around those murders seem more real than whatever was happening to me here.
そりゃあ知ってるよ。連続通り魔だろ。もう何人も殺されてる事件で、被害者は血液を抜かれて。
The moment I say it, I suddenly realized what the woman was getting at. A very simple conclusion.
そう。私が言ってるのはそっちの吸血鬼のこと。自分を殺せ殺せってあなたは言うけど、私が殺したい相手は今のところそいつだけよ。この殺人犯ってあなたたちにとっても敵なんじゃないの？
My mind is running circles trying to keep up with the influx of new data. Sure, I get the basics, I understand what she's saying, but on some fundamental level, I feel like all common sense has well and truly left the building.
ほんと、人間って非効率すぎて理解できないわ。自分たちで吸血鬼の仕業かと言っているのに、誰も吸血鬼退治をしないんだもの。森が燃えているのに逃げ出さないリスみたい。
いや、だって吸血鬼なんているはずないだろ。
Dissatisfied by my response, her lip pursed into a pout. Right. The mysterious creature in front of me did just say she was a vampire as well.
でもそれじゃあ何か？お前はこの町で殺人事件を起こしている吸血鬼を退治してくれるのか？
And you want me of all people to somehow help you?
ええ、何しろ予定が大きく崩れちゃって。昨日なぜか見ず知らずの殺人鬼に襲われて殺されちゃったから。あれは参ったな。もう完璧な不意打ちで反撃する間もなく17個に切断されたんだもの。初めて見ただけの相手を尾行して殺したら満足して去っていくとかどうなの？ほんとひどいなんてものじゃないわ。言い逃れもできないぐらい完全な殺人鬼よね、そいつ。
Shit. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was like yesterday. As much as I love to refute her, I'm fresh out of ammunition.
私だってね、復元するまでは本当にあなたを殺すつもりだったわ。あんな屈辱を受けたのは初めてだったし、復元しきるのに8割以上の力を消費してしまったわけだし。それより何より本当にものすごく痛かったんだから。 あんまりにも痛いから気が触れそうになるんだけど、やっぱりあんまりにも痛くて正気に戻るの。そんな繰り返しを一晩体験した私の気持ちわかる？
I'm sorry, but as a human, I don't think I could ever begin to imagine what that was like.
それでね、もう憎くてあなたを探したわ。目的である吸血鬼も放っておいたぐらい、それだけに熱中した。土地の記録からあなたの服装があの学校のものだって分かったのは2時間ぐらい前の話。本当は夜まで待って捕まえようと思ったけど、もう1分だって待ちたくなかった。それじゃあってあそこで待つことにしたの。
So that's why she was waiting for me outside the school. After all the agony, she must have been dying to kill me. But if that's the case...
わからないな。そこまで憎かったのに、どうして俺を許すなんて言うんだ。
そうね。簡単に言えば時間が経って冷静になったのかな。私も力を消費しちゃったことだし、めっためたに殺すよりぐっちゃぐちゃの盾になってもらった方が効率的だなって考えたの。
I like the phrasing.
今よからぬことを口にしなかったか、お前。
そんなこと言った？私。
人のことを盾にするって言った。
She also said some pretty unfortunate adjectives to her description.
何よ、そんなの当然じゃない。私はあなたのことを許したけど、それは私個人の感情に整理をつけただけだもの。あなたが犯した殺害という行為そのものはやっぱり気持ちじゃなくて行為で贖うしかないでしょ。
いや、でしょと言われても。
I expected her to just kill me instead. But being asked to be a shield feels like a totally different kind of compensation. I can't exactly pinpoint what the difference is, but I damn sure have a bad feeling about this.
素直なんだか意地悪なんだかわからない人ね。繰り返すけど、私はあなたに殺されたのよ。想像できないでしょうけど、一度死んでから蘇生するのにはそれなりに力を消費するんだから。単純に殺されるだけならどうってことなかったわ。でもあなたの切り口は今まで見たこともない切断面で、傷口がつながらないから体を作り直すしかなかった。その結果、私は生き返るのにほとんどの力を使っちゃったんだからね。
She puffs out her cheeks in anger. It's rather comical but oddly fitting. I guess she'd forgotten about her anger till now, but explaining the situation made her relive her fury.
とにかく今の私は弱ってるの。二晩も経てば回復するだろうけど、その前に襲われたら打つ手がないの。だからその間、あなたには私の盾になってもらうから。
いや、もらうからって何勝手に決めてんだよ。
あなたのせいでこうなったんだから、それぐらいはして当然でしょ。それともやっぱり反省なんかしてないっていうの？
I'm trapped by her sincere gaze. She's so unfair. All this talk about regret or the course of actions aside, I'd really rather she didn't look at me with those eyes. If you're calling yourself a monstrous vampire, you really shouldn't be going around staring people down with such pure, honest eyes.
お前な。
I clamped down on the feelings rising in my chest. I regret my actions. I want to atone for them too. Yet my heart keeps warning me that, as a human, I should not be teaming up with this woman.
俺は
If I had any answer at hand, I idly raised my gaze. In that moment, I see a different pair of glowing eyes staring back at me. My entire body tenses up again. Strength returns to my overtaxed legs, and I force myself up from my seated position into a crouch. The woman following my gaze turns to look at what has appeared at the entrance of the alley. Behind her is a creature even more out of place than a human city than a vampire in front of me. The woman looks perfectly calm. I'm struggling to wrap my head around the situation. That's a panther, I know that much. Even Chow will be able to tell what animal it is. But you wouldn't see one outside of a picture book or a cage in the zoo. And somehow here I am experiencing just how terrifying the beast is firsthand. All without anything to protect me. It stands on 4 lean, powerful limbs. Muscles that seem as supple as rubber yet hard as steel. Its form is far removed from that of a human being. This is a creature built for the sole purpose of hunting its prey. Simply seeing it awakens primal instincts that should have been cast away in the Stone Age. We might both be living creatures, but this panther is in another league. Its superior ability leaves me breathless. It's not something I can put into words. This creature and I can't coexist in the same world, much less communicate with one another. The Black Panther's body measures over 1 meter in length. Even a dog that size could have easily taken down a human. And here it is, eyeing me and the woman in white, vicious claws, fangs and all, with barely 5 meters between us.
ねえ、あれ、あなたの知り合い？
わけあるか！
I can't help but snap back at something so crazy. I'm an idiot. As if taking my voice is a signal, the panther leaps in our direction. No, that's not right. It's running, but it's going so fast I thought he had leaped at us instead. I can't do anything. The black bird's fangs will sink into my shoulder even before I had time to process his movements. I can see it. I'm keenly aware how this will all end 1 second from now, but the thought of dodging or moving away doesn't even register. But the blow came from my side instead. The woman in white shoves me away before the shadowy creature has the chance to bite me. An effortless swipe of her hand is all it takes. At her touch, I'm flung across the alley as easy as someone might throw a ball, and I go crashing into the wall. I grip my teeth as I slam into the wall back first. Pain shoots up through my spine.
What? 何を？
いいから前！
The woman shouts at me. I look up expecting the beast to have crashed into the wall behind me. Instead, having lost sight of his target, the panther reacts instantly by spinning in the air and planting its feet on the wall. From there, it leaps at the opposite wall. The creature latches itself to the side of the building. Just as it seems to have found its footing, it turns its glowing gaze at me once more. My breath is still caught after the chaos. The panther pushes off against the wall and leaps at me like lightning falling from the sky. The woman places herself into its trajectory, deflecting the oncoming bolt with a single hand. She's even faster than the panther, her slender frame even more graceful. It's frightening, unnerving even.
ちょっと、私の方が先約だってわかるでしょ？あんまり聞き分けがないと殺しちゃうわよ。
The woman's disposition hasn't changed a bit. As if heeding her threat, the panther cautiously backs away. There's around 3 meters of space between the two of them now. The panther keeps his distance. He must have realized the difference in their abilities during their brief clash. To a human, that panther is no doubt a monster, a beast that could easily slay any human it meets. But that woman is on a whole nother level. A monster among monsters, a demon that could easily slay any monster it meets. The panther sits absolutely still as he observes the woman. Even I can tell how badly outclassed it is. The woman must seem like some insurmountable wall when viewed from the eyes of the apex predator.
要件は後で聞いてあげるから、私の邪魔を。
The atmosphere around the woman changes. The panther hadn't rattled her in the slightest, but the very air around her seemed sharper than before.
人？
There's no mistaking it. A group of strangers is making their way down the alley. They're walking at a leisurely pace through the dimly lit back street, ambling right in our direction.
ダメだ、来るな！ここには氷が！
I tried to tell them a panther is on the loose. But as I do, red currents flash across my vision. I rub my eyes beneath my glasses. Just now I see something terrible. They keep coming. They possess neither the feral instincts or the pride of the panther. They lurched forward, completely disregarding the woman in right, as well as the fact that another few steps forward would doom them. But why would they? These creatures have no brain to think, nor a heart to feel fear. They aren't alive. They can't be. They're engulfed in flame, black smoke billowing from their eyes and mouth. Yet they continue moving forward. They're dead. They have to be. Their hands are outstretched as if they were seeking salvation, but from their fingertips drip a thick oil. The drops of oil splash into tongues of flame as they hit the ground. Even from this distance, I realized that the oil-like substance must be their stagnant blood.
何これ新種
The Wind White focuses her attention on the things before her. 2 of the 3 cadavers reach for her. The last one turns in my direction and leers at me with its burning sockets as I stand there dumbstruck. It's got me. The panther uses its fatally short window to strike. It's even faster than the last time it leaped. This time I didn't even register it moving. The panther bears its weight against me as if trying to push me over and run its incisors down my neck. A tightness grips my throat. There's a constricting sensation at the nape of my neck. It's not my skin though. The collar of my school uniform is being bitten and pulled. I'm pushed against the wall again. I've been dragged into a dark corner of the alley. The panther roughly presses me into the heaped piles of garbage.
お前な、人をゴミ扱いすんな。
What am I even doing? I'm berating the panther as it has pinned me down. As he has been pinned down. But for whatever reason, he decided not to follow through with his attack. Perhaps the beast realized he has bigger problems to deal with. Hidden behind some of the waste, I sit up and peer over at the woman. The smoldering dead are brave enough to get within 3 meters of the woman, a feat even the panther dared not try. And the moment they do, the very air wails in agony. The burst of wind from the woman's arm slicing through the air cuts through her targets like a bulldozer, not leaving a trace of the 3 bodies. My head hurts. I feel like tiny thorns are bouncing within my eye sockets. A painful red sensation jabbing at me like knives. Like it were trying to deny all I just seen.
もうまた無駄な体力を使っちゃったじゃない
With a resigned shrug on her with a resigned shrug of her shoulders, the woman turns to me. She doesn't look like she holds the slightest interest in the corpse she just eradicated.
これもあなたがグズグズしていたからよ早く決めてくれれば見つかることもなかったのに
The woman boldly walks over to me as I sit half stunned on the ground. The panther is long gone. It must have taken one look at the scene just now and decided it wanted none of it. That the woman was simply far too strong.
おい、今のなんだ。
My headache is concentrated behind my eyes. The pain searing through my cranium seems to be throwing off whatever part of my brain controls my speech. What the hell is this woman?
何ってただの死者でしょ敵の吸血鬼の使い魔よちょっと珍しいというか初めて見るタイプだったけど
そうじゃない。お前の話だ。
The sharp stinging in my head is begging for some sense of normalcy. She's a monster. The out-of-place panther and those impossible flaming corpses, even they appear perfectly grounded when compared to her. With a flick of her arm, the woman made a gust of wind with the power of a tornado. Now, such a monster couldn't coexist among us frail humans for a second.
私だから吸血鬼だって言ってるじゃないあれもしかしてあなた吸血鬼って単語知らないここじゃ一般教養だって聞いたんだけどな
For such a powerful monster, she's pretty dense. But I can take advantage of this window to force strength into my trembling limbs. That fight just now led her away from the alley entrance. If I run with all my might, I may just have a shot of escaping. If I take a deep breath. Just as about to start running, I catch a glimpse of her face. For some reason, I suddenly feel calm again.
おい、どうした？怪我でもしたのか？
怪我なんてそんなのするわけないでしょ。あんな呪いのにやられるなんて考えたこともないわ。でもちょっとまずい展開になってきた。こうなったら是が非でもあなたには盾になってもらわないといけないみたい。
は？
That's right, we were just talking about that nonsense. Earlier I thought that she might have been speaking metaphorically about the whole meat shield thing, but now I'm not so sure anymore. She sounds dead serious. She actually wants me to act as a shield against panthers and flaming corpses and who knows what else.
バカなこと言うな、このバカ！今の見てたろ。俺に何ができるって言うんだ。お前一人の方がよっぽどマシだろうが。
そうでもないわ。今ので本当に空っぽになっちゃったから。あなたたち風に言うと生きてるだけで精一杯みたいな。
Is that how it is? It doesn't look like it at all, but sure. Honestly, I'm half glad that what I just saw was a last-ditch effort and not something that she could shake out of her sleeve at any time. But that's not the issue here.
精一杯とか言われても困る。そりゃできることなら何でもする。でも無理だ。無理だろ、どう考えても。俺にはあんなのを追い払う力はない。悪いけど盾にだってなれはしない。
嘘よ。あなたは私を殺したのよ。そのあなたがどうしてそんな嘘を言うの？
殺したって、あれは。
When I killed her, it was like I lost myself. I would help her if I could. But the kind of help she's asking for is way beyond anything I can do.
なら私が眠っている間、周りを見張ってくれるだけでいい。それくらいなら問題ないでしょ。
I can't help but feel myself weaken before those eyes. I'm going to help her.
俺は
I just can't say no to her request. I killed her. It's my fault that she's weak enough to even seek help from some nobody like me. Besides, we might only just met, but I get the impression she's not a bad person.
ねえ、どうなの？人間のあなたとしてはやっぱり吸血鬼である私には協力できない？
そりゃそうだろ。分かってるじゃないか、お前。
Please don't look at me with those eyes. The guilt will eat me alive if you keep doing that.
けど乗りかかった船だしな。ここで知らんふりするのも寝覚めが悪いし。
I already know I'll regret this later. But even so,
何より相手はあの通り魔殺人の犯人なんだろ。ならこの町に住んでる人間としてお前の手助けぐらいしないと罰が当たりそうだ。
Shiki just pulled because I'm one of the idiots that live here. It's better than turning a blind eye to a stupidly sincere gaze.
それってつまり。
盾になるのはお断りだけど見張りぐらいはしてやるってこと。
There she goes again. What's with that expression? If it was a game, I'd be calling foul. But just look at her, coming back from the dead, creating tornadoes, and now this.
よかった。これで契約は成立。
She extends her hand to me.
やっと自己紹介ができるね。私はアルクエイド。長い名前だからアルクエイドだけでいいわ。
Okay.
神祖って区分けされる吸血鬼だけど、あなたはなんていう人？
That might be the strangest self-introduction I've ever witnessed. I sigh. Either I accepted my insane new reality, I just don't have anything left in me to argue.
当の式 あいにくただの学生だよ。前もって言っておくけど、本当に何の役にも立たないからな。
I take the woman's Arcueid's hand. She peers at me intently for a moment, and then offers her hand again for a shake.
それじゃあよろしくね、シキ。私を殺した責任ちゃんと取ってもらうんだから。
She grins wickedly, her left hand outstretched. I must be the first and last person in the world to be repaying someone for their own murder.
ああ、ほんとどうかしてる。
What else can I do? Against my better judgment, I shake hands with this mysterious vampire, this woman in white. I might get copyrighted, but we'll see how this goes. Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
何ここ
Okay, so this is where I have to save. Right? So this is where I have to save here because I'm gonna be ending the stream here. But just that. Hang on. I don't know if I have a means in which that I... Oh yeah, there is a movie. So... Do you know how quickly I died? Just seeing that. Just seeing this thing. I wish I could get a... I wish I could get a close-up of it. I wish I could get a close-up of it also, but yeah, straight up. Can I pause it? Hang on, let me see. Oh no, there's no way to pause it, unfortunately. Okay, can. So, that's basically the introduction, and that's the deal that they came up with also. But yeah, when they announced Tsukihime remake, never in a million years did I think that was possible. And then the first news that I hear about it is basically the intro. Basically the intro that we just saw. The opening we just saw. And just that image right there. That image right there killed me. That image right there killed me. Because there was nothing more beautiful, perfect to me than just seeing her just walk up. And I've seen that opening when it was announced in Japanese. You know, and then it comes out to Tsukihime in Japanese with the moon actually taking it up. But then singing it in English, so it's just, I can't believe this game is out in English. The closest that I've ever gotten to Tsukihime was Melty Blood, because they announced Melty Blood came out, I think, a little bit after after this came out in Japanese, and it's actually also released in English too as well. So it's not just Japanese only; it's also released in English too as well. So that was the closest that I gotten to her. That's the closest that I gotten to Tsukihime. And then they announced the English version of this game. And holy shit! I can't believe that this game actually made it out in English. And I can't believe that I'm playing it right now. I see the title Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. I see that in English. I don't see the Japanese logo for it. Completely. It didn't hit me before when I was looking at... Hang on here. It never killed me when I saw this, but it killed me when I saw the opening theme with it. Shit! I'm just like, there's that shit. Oh! Oh! I'm speechless. I'm straight up speechless. I don't know. Oh man. Is the song in the gallery? Is the song for it in the gallery? Did they open it up already? Nope. Oh, there is. Oh, English they call it lifeline. Yeah, I mean, Shimei means lifeline, so. Shimei means lifeline after all, so. Yes, it's sung by Riona, so yeah. Ever since that also, I've actually started getting a little bit into Riona's music. But I didn't think that this hit hard before, but now just seeing how they actually portray, yeah, Riona's pop, yeah, straight up. A music video for that song also is actually pretty stellar. I love seeing the way that they did all the lighting and such. It's phenomenal. You should find it for it also. Try to see the Untitled World also, the OST for Arknights also. I did listen to Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace is actually very baller. It's straight baller. Like, I'm not into Arknights, but Rest in Peace is very good. But yeah, for Lifeline, go look up the music video for it. So just look at how they do the lighting. The lighting is phenomenal. I'm not talking about the laser lights. I'm talking about just like at the start, you see them actually opening up the back, so and it reveals a circle color like white light. So like yeah, straight up. That's actually like, that's really nice to see. So the music video is very nicely done. But I never thought, when I heard this without context, when I heard this theme without context, it makes, like, it's kind of like it's very, for lack of a better term, for my Vanguard, my Vanguard peeps will definitely understand this. It's very Dark States. This is very Dark States. Of course, it's fitting, you know. Of course, it's fitting that also. But now that I have the context also, just seeing how they present her, just seeing how they straight up presented her, right? You know, with this theme playing also to really add to her mystique and whatsoever. Now I get this. Now I get this theme. And yeah. Whoo! Whoo! That cut's good. That cut's very good. That cut's very, very good. So I just love this. I love this one. I love this shot so much. It's so good. If I didn't want a black background, right, I would have just straight up just I would just take it this also. But I needed a black background because otherwise my eyes will hurt, so maybe in a well lit room, so like maybe my next office will have that also. There's so many sky there's so many sky images. I guess also there's always that long pondering thing also. And yeah, this is actually the room that she stays in. Cut scene too as well. So yeah. Let's just see the flow chart here. So you can see here, if you choose not to help her, so then it actually runs into Ciel's arc, I believe. I think this one runs into Ciel's arc, so but we're not doing Ciel's arc. For this playthrough, no, we're not doing Ciel's arc. So yeah. Hi Drakera. I'm about to end the stream right now because I need to go have dinner and talk. But yeah. What can I say? What can I honestly say? I'm in a state of thought, and I probably should digest food while I have this state of thought too. So I'm gonna be ending the stream right here. Thank you everybody so much for stopping by. Thank you everybody so much for coming on. I progressed further than I thought I did. So in fact, I spent an extra hour than I thought that I would on this. But because we were deep in the introduction, and so I had to play that out. I have to see how that goes. And the ending really helped to give us a good stopping point. So or rather, the opening theme also came up and it has a really good stopping point. So, but yeah. Yeah, I'm streaming this on YouTube too as well, on my personal YouTube channel, and this is more a means for me to record my streams. It's more of a means for me to be able to record, you know, just my raw emotions as well. This is my first playthrough of this game. I've never played this. I never played the original. This is my first playthrough of the game. I know what happens because of the old anime that nobody recognizes, and plus also I read through when the Japanese one came out as well, so I kind of know what happens. That's why I can warn you about certain stuff if it gets a bit graphic, like how she got sliced into 70 pieces. But the point being is that like this is still first experiences for me. Even though I know what happens, it's still first experiences for me, and I want to have that recorded, because even though I know ahead what's going to happen, that I don't think that really changes, because I live in the moment. I don't think about what's going to happen. I don't think about what I know will happen. I live in the moment, and that's what I'm going to capture, which is why I have this dual streaming on my personal channel, because I want to make sure that I have a record of that on somewhere, and YouTube is the best place to put it. So yeah, I'll be ending the stream here, so I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I appreciate everybody that's come by. You can expect me on tomorrow, so I might continue this tomorrow, I might not, depending. But seems to be that I could do Mondays and Thursdays very comfortably at the moment right now. I might try Fridays, but if I do feel a little exhausted on Fridays, I may not do as well. Plus, I do have to prepare for the weekend too as well, so when I have DN stuff going on also. But regardless, here on Twitch, you can hear Twitch, and also on YouTube on the CBJS channel as well. You can expect me to be here every Tuesday for the Vanguard Tuesday, so do expect me there. I know the Dokkan Neo is just wrapped up and whatnot. I'll probably just go to Discord to chat about it. So yeah, that's all that I have to say right now. So thank you very so much for joining me for this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.